charm. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Fun grown doing big ass grows. Red Southern farms all got the flame. Michigan Rose grows folks. Just wanna grow something to smoke. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show. Michigan Rose Show.
Welcome to the Bro Show Live, everybody. What is going on? It's Sunday night. It's that time.
What's up, chat? Thanks for joining us.
Right down to
Cheers,
the
everybody.
tail end.
Cheers, everyone.
Happy another Sunday.
Quick shout out to Indica B. He came over today and dropped off a selection of a bunch of the different flowers that he's growing in his indoor, and that's what I'm smoking on tonight. So we're smoking peach rings from Indica B right now. So thank you very much.
He's a great
Did you get some
grower.
of that chopped cherry?
We brought the chopped cherry and the jealousy and the biscotti pancake. And then
Those
the
two.
I like that
What
one.
about
Nice
the
selection.
what was the other one called? It was something
diddle or something.
something bomb.
Cherry
Zittelbaum.
gelato. Oh yeah, Zittelbaum.
Zittelbaum.
That Zittelbaum was my second favorite one.
That was
That's
really
your second favorite one.
That's
Okay.
the one
well,
I'm I got right here.
that's really good too.
we tried the jealousy just a little bit ago. That was pretty
That's-
decent.
He did a great
I
job.
like
He's got great quality on all of his stuff, so that's really
does.
cool.
good stuff.
Great grower. Shout out Indica B and Mrs. B. Nice.
What are you guys smoking on here on the circle?
I just got a salad.
I'm smoking some limelights.
Oh,
Grown by
nice.
me, but bred by Brandon Rust.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
We're smoking on the last of our Rainbow Driver.
Ooh, I'm jealous on that one.
Last of
I'm,
it.
I might know where that is.
I got some 2020 Mendocino something good.
Ooh, nice.
There's lots of strains with terrible strain names. Sacred Garden. Jealousy is not even close to the worst one.
No. I
There's
mean,
a
oh my
cannabis
God,
strain
no.
named Crystal Meth, for example.
Exactly.
dog shit.
Yeah, there's
Cat
definitely.
piss.
We're smoking something nice and like piney. Kind of tastes like it's from shout out Highline Farms. They've been at the Third Eye Muse Craft Affair. Damn, every week I think they've been regulars. He gifted us some samples a couple weeks ago, and He's also been supporting us, enjoying some RSO or at least getting medicated with it. And yeah, man, he's got some good shit. Big shout out to you with that. What the hell was
Mind
it?
Flare.
Mind Flare. That shit is good too, man. And
It is so good
Oh
too.
yeah.
we've been
I like
smoking
that
that
one.
this week.
And Fragoli,
Fragoli,
your Poison Punch.
Poison Punch, we've been token on
So
that.
good, so tasty.
We are down to our nitty gritty, and so we're smoking like, you know, B and C grade buds of strawberries and cream. So we're like sampling some of everybody else's stash right now. We've been harvesting this week.
Beautiful
so
thing.
have a nice little lull in our stuff, so we can get a chance to.
Are you getting an above average high from smoking other people's stuff, Red and Becca? I usually find that when I start smoking other stuff, because I have like a
Weird tolerance to your own
strain
shit.
tolerance to my own stuff or what it is, but
Yeah.
I get like an enhanced effect when I smoke other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm out of concentrate, and so I've been having joints, and they do get pretty darn high by the end of a joint.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely have been.
I've always said that that's two different sorts of tolerance. Like you have like your concentrate tolerance, and then your flower one's different.
Oh, yeah.
Like you go and hang out with one of these guys like Yeti who doesn't do much smoking of flower.
Mhm.
You smoke like a joint with him, and he's really
He's good, right?
You know, but he can smoke tons of concentrate, no problem.
Yeah, it's true. It's. I think there's not only like the flour versus concentrate tolerance, but there's also a, you know, like we were talking about, the strain tolerance, right? Like once you switch up a strain, all of a sudden that kind of 2-week tolerance is comes right back.
Right.
There's also something like just toking a joint a couple times is so different than like having a whole like almost gram joint to yourself and smoke the whole thing. Like I can't remember how many milligrams that is, but it's a lot.
It's very rare that I need to smoke a full, you know, 3/4 gram raw cone like style pre rolled joint. You know, I rarely have to smoke a whole one, but like when it comes to like a bowl, you know, I'm grinding up some lime skunk, topping it with some Red and Becca like hippie crasher, sandwiching it with some more like, you know, Poison Punch flour on top, and just going ham with it, you know. But it kind of gets me to the same point as like smoking half a joint, you know. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of about the experience a lot of the time.
It kind of reminds me of when I first started smoking, when I had a very low tolerance, of course, right? So I could smoke like a bowl of one strain and I'd be okay. And then occasionally my friends would bust out a bowl of like a salad, like you're smoking, right?
Yeah, man.
And I would just be destroyed. And that's kind of like what you're doing, is like enhancing your effect by stacking the different strains on top of each other, but on purpose because you're a seasoned smoker. But back when I was a very early smoker, I'd get the spends and I'd have to lay down and stuff smoking like that.
For you concentrate smokers, have any of you gotten to the point where you've used like done the same thing where you've mixed 2 different concentrates together in the same banger?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Or you'll take like diamonds from one person
Right.
and mix it with sauce and
The sauce from
terpenes
that
and
guy.
stuff from a different one.
One of my favorite
yeah.
things to do, which I don't get to do often, but I did years ago over and over again, was what I like to call a corn dog dab. And it was when I was taking like bubble hash and rolling it in a dab of like my own stuff, you know, and then just you're doing kind of 2 different kinds of concentrates from 2
the
different
corn dog.
Yeah, corn dog dab.
I just want to go on record and say I finished my joints. I'll just want to say that because at least someone
I finished them too because I won't ever relight them.
What is this
Right.
shit? I smoked half a joint. What is this
Yeah.
shit?
Are you big on relighting joints, Spartan? If you have to put one
No,
down?
I don't fucking. Why would I have to if they go out somehow? But they don't usually go out.
I'm not a big
Sometimes they
fan
get
of like a
distracted.
stale joint.
Sometimes they go out because I'll get talking, especially if I'm hanging
Yeah.
out with Big or
Right.
something.
That's what I think. Yeah, but like to Sequence's point, yeah, if it's there for a day, it's probably done for.
No, it's
Yeah,
dead.
I'm
I
not
agree on
coming
the
back
stale
to
joint
it.
So what the move is there is you take some scissors, like your trimming scissors, you cut off like the last 1/4 inch, just cut that off,
Yeah.
and you got a fresh joint. It's just a little short one.
Well, I'm not opposed
It's
to
still
like
not.
It's too early.
roach joints and stuff like that. Roach
Yeah.
I will sit here and continuously pack the weed in the
Yeah.
mouthpiece and cut it I have scissors in a little packer, and every time it gets a little bit wet and a little bit flat, I just pack it a little bit further, and I just snip off the end, and it's got a little resin on it. I snip off the end.
Because you like let it dangle.
Well, we don't have tips, and I don't like using cones for my own personal smoking.
I do think that the answers to that question are different if you're not asking a grower, right? So like if you're buying like a pre-roll or something, you're probably going to relight it and finish it, or that sort of deal. But everyone on the panel grows their own flowers.
You know, it's kind of funny is sometimes I will have somebody will give me a pre-roll from a dispensary. And I'm not trying to even be bougie or snobby or anything, but there's a lot of times where I get like maybe 4 or 5 hits into it, and I'm just like, man, I don't even want to really fucking smoke this. This is not scratching any itch that I got, man.
You can't, dude. There's a point where it's like, this isn't weed. This isn't.
It is, but it's like, it's just not.
Arguably.
Dude, it's like eating a rice cake. There's some calories in there. There's some nutritional shit, but it's not fucking.
Are there calories in a rice cake?
There has to
Can we
be
get a fact check on that?
Or is it going to be like the celery thing where you burn more calories chewing a rice cake than is in it?
Technically, there's calories, but it takes more to
just
eat
had
it.
a thing of
like
rice
eating a
cakes.
cucumber.
It's like it's like snap, crackle, and pop are all at the end. The ash doesn't want to ash. It just like sticks to this thing, and it's like all of these different shades of like non-carbon colors. I'm just
a nice cardboard flavor.
Nice cardboard flavor.
I will say, Spartan, if I get about 2/3 into the joint, it's getting flicked. But if if I'm just like, I just need a few puffs or whatever, I'm putting that thing back and I'm busting it out if it's one of my own. I will say with the dispensary joints, I think I did this on the 12 days of Christmas, not this past year, but the year before or whatever. I got a pre-roll, like mini pre-roll pack from a dispensary out in California, and I opened that thing up and it was a straight up black looking potpourri, and I just threw away the rest of them. It was rough looking. I don't like the dispensary pre-rolls, I'll be honest.
They sit around in there forever too, like months and months and months. The whole time I was working at a dispensary, we had the same pre-rolls beginning to end.
That's wild.
And some of them would be like caviar style, where it'd be like rolled in keef.
Yeah,
so, those trichomes are doing great.
In a
They're
clear,
just sitting there,
a clear container.
I've always said that they're rolled in keef for a reason. They're probably hiding whatever's underneath of the keef.
Yeah, they need it to burn.
I have a question on that. So in the old days when they used to use the fucking concentrate and they put the spiral around the joint and then they would roll it, how are they doing the ones where the whole thing is just like uniformly covered? Are they just spraying it with like water or some shit, or what are they doing?
Paint it with isolate.
You can brush it on.
They'll use distillate,
Okay.
Generally, wax hot and brush it on.
A nice artisan product, use rosin or a nice terpene and like for growing material or something. But yeah, dude, typically it's just painted on distillate, rolled in.
So a little inside industry knowledge on the reason for those rolled in keef is because keef is like a byproduct of trimming that that grows are like trying to figure out what the fuck do I do with this, because it's just trim tray hash. It's not, So yeah, that's where that comes from. I'm pretty sure.
What about hash holes? You guys got any inside info on those things? Those are kind of big.
What is it?
Half of the year. Hash holes. It's like it's a
donut.
There you go. Tara's got it.
Donuts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't had one yet, but yeah, it seems to be catching on. Everyone's talking about them in the industry.
Tell us about
and
it. It
stuff.
seems to be a solventless thing. It's like
I don't know anything about them. I guess it's just
Tara
a big
does.
rosin inside a joint.
A rosin, it's a hash rosin infused joint. Doobie, blunt, however you want to roll it in, but pretty much you just take rosin and roll it into like a little wormy, place it in the middle, and kind of tuck your flower around it and roll her on up.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it donut.
I don't either. That's like
because
very
it
old
burns
school.
like a donut. So you
Yeah,
have
burns kind of hollow, and it ends up like hollowing out a bit as you're smoking it. It really makes the
We'll
doobie
start
great.
calling it a bagel.
The bagel.
At least you didn't call it a bagel.
Oh yeah, who said that? Oh yeah, Spartan.
Don't start.
Who the hell would say it like that? Oh yeah, Spartan.
Oh yeah.
I
The way it's
forgot.
supposed to be said.
Where?
I just
In the
said it.
land of Spartan,
That's
that's what he
what
said.
Where
Yeah.
they say kitty corner.
Kitty corner. Kitty corner.
Someone
say
can be
kitty
wrong
corner.
about anything, I guess.
No.
I say kitty
Consistent.
corner.
It's
Kitty
from
corner.
the expression
Quattro.
cater corner.
What are you talking about?
Which is
You
derived
missed
from
the etymology class
quatre.
that we had in the pre-show. So
un,
you're
deux, trois,
not-
quatre.
We were discussing kitty versus catty corner.
I've never heard you say
You started well.
Catty corner.
Neither
is
had I,
south-
dude. It's
No,
a
no, hold
southern thing, apparently.
Big started.
Well, southern half of the country, yeah. But
I lived in Texas.
Well, I wasn't
how
talking about the
much
globe.
further south do you have to be? I lived in
Deep
San
in the
Antonio, Texas.
heart.
and you recall them saying kitty corner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the whole expression comes from cater corner.
I
So
thought it was from
it's
Kitty
closer to
Corner.
catty
Quattro.
corner.
It comes from
Which
a whole
is-
different language.
Yeah, derived
Yeah.
from French.
But the
word
thing is
for
we're not
which is
speaking
quatre.
French. We're speaking English.
Right.
So
I thought
So
we
what
were
does
speaking
that
Terps.
Yeah, but
man.
most
Kitty's-
English
kitty's
words
way
come
far
from
off.
Germanic or Latin.
Yeah.
So it depends on what their translation was.
Don't
baby.
forget the Sanskrit roots.
And really,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just speaking
I do.
street Latin. So
Mhm.
Ixnay on the pig leg.
speaking street.
Slang up, dude. Why don't you get with the times?
the Latin times.
Latin times, yeah.
Do the whole show in Latin.
Get caught
Oh,
up to
boy.
the dead language.
Red Pill says
in-
solventless people are 10 years behind with their trends.
It would be in nomine terpene. Amen.
I was thinking that. I was like, haven't we been putting like snakes and stuff?
Ever
in
Yeah,
since
this?
that's old
Shatter,
school. That's
ever
the
since
original
but
way.
it's
Stable
solventless. They
Shatter.
can sell it for $100 a joint.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm like,
Weird.
that's what we did in the beginning.
I just never enjoyed it because it always ended up in a mess. I mean, if you have
Yeah.
good enough weed flour in your joint,
Right.
you're already dripping resin. You're not dripping,
down
but you
it,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Dude.
So like
Good resin rings,
any
at least.
extra is just gonna make a mess.
Hey, I know
But-
Red's not here,
You
but I'm gonna
can't
call out Red and Becca. I have a
smoke it.
feeling Becca's the one packing those things. There comes Red. I have some of the most serious, like just
Any of the work that gets done.
long terpy, like drip lines in my element cones from Red and Becca every time I smoke one of their king size. It's
The Rainbow Driver, especially.
oh my gosh,
Yeah,
dude!
that's
It's
all.
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
last like inch of it is just straight brown terps flowing.
Speaking of that, now they're calling a new phrase I noticed is roux. How's the roux on it? And like so you'll hold your
thickness?
joint vertical while you're smoking it. No, the roux is that like resin ring. Like is it
Okay.
really fucking resinous? And you hold it vertical. I don't know why, like amber down. And I saw
Just
it on
smoking it
Instagram
will-
twice after my coworker was doing it, and he said him and his buddy do it, and I was like, okay. But yeah, so you gotta check the roux. How's the
What's
roux?
the, what's the
What's
point
the
of it being?
procedure for checking it? You got to hold it down for like 30
Making
seconds
it
or
burn up
something.
into
Just
the
like
joint, yeah.
10 choice seconds, or just while you're holding it in between hitting, try to hold it down, and that way the roux is a natural, I guess, soaking up instead of gravity forcing all the resin down.
That's
So
what I
like if
get.
it's really resinous, it's gonna be a huge ring holding it vertically.
Because
That's
it's
why
like
I-
melting it down. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I still
you're
feel like
yeah.
the roach test is the best test. Like if you get down to that last like half inch before the tip or whatever, and all of a sudden it's so clogged because it's
Round
just
Yeah,
out.
straight
you can't
terps. Like
smoke it.
yeah, I mean that's a terpy.
Oh
weed.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think we find too many things to fucking nitpick. Just smoke the fucking
Yeah.
thing. Did you like it? Did you like it or did you not like
Are
it?
you gonna roll another one?
Oh,
if
it's
you're not,
just
if you
a-
didn't get
Yeah.
enough the
It's
first
what
time, we
people
can
do.
roll a
Yeah.
second one.
Making some
It's
sense.
the evolution of the
No, it's just somebody
culture.
else fucking coming up with another way.
It's
'cause
stoner
resin-
Yeah,
engineering,
but
let's
there
be
was some
honest.
other guy that was like 50 years ago that was like, oh, you put that shit in paper? I put it on my thumb, get a match, and I light that shit and suck on it. These
What do
kids
you need
these
bongs
days.
for? We got hot
what the
knives.
fuck's a bomb?
Spartan, how else can we measure our dicks while we're smoking if we don't hold our joints upside down and stare at them for?
I
Exactly.
guess. I guess I'm not
That cool like that, man.
I didn't hear any science in
Welcome
any
back,
of that, so
Tara.
I'm just gonna be
I
waiting
didn't
to
hear
see.
any
I mean, we talked about gravity. We talked about gravity.
Through science a long time ago.
You think I was in northern Michigan again? Damn it!
That's man.
I was wondering. No, just good old
It's
Ohio.
north of the wall vibes.
Oh,
Fucking
stupid
internet. Yep.
Cheers, chat. I'm glad you guys could join us this evening. I mean, might as well welcome people in at 21 minutes after the hour. Why not, right?
Oh, don't forget to switch to live chat.
Skilbo, have
damn,
you ever
really?
considered like reading scripts and stuff for radio ads?
I absolutely have, and I have a story to tell on it.
Voiceovers.
How do you get into
yeah.
that? How do you get into that? I feel like now that you're kind of retired or whatever you're doing now, you need to like, do that.
So we'll do this like in the front scene. So I looked into it, and I was really like I could fucking do this, man. The
Yeah.
problem is that you have to do all of your own audio editing on it. So you have to be slick with using what was that shit we used to use for the podcast, bro?
Dude, there's got to be a
Was it
thing now
Audacity?
where you
Soundboard
just
or
like
something?
you hit a
Can-
button like a conference call and AI cleans it up and like
Oh, I
Right.
wish.
you
Bro,
just
It's
you
like
go to-
Fiverr and
somebody
stuff.
else
You can
wrote.
hire
Yeah,
cheap
you
editors.
just read the fucking take. You give them the best one you got. You fucking
Yeah.
go out on Fiverr.com. You find a professional to do that shit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
And
that.
you're like, bro, edit
Phone
this for me.
You think
Send it to me.
I was the
Charge
phone
10
operator
grand.
voice for New Standard. I looked into some
Yeah.
of that stuff. I
you
wanted-
think Eddie Murphy is out there
know,
cutting his own film and stuff?
He's not doing his own shit.
No, he's not.
No,
I
and
didn't
the
know
other thing,
Skilbo
Skilbo was on at a Murphy level.
Would you rather be in a Disney movie or Pixar?
Probably
Take that back,
Pixar.
Kimberly.
what's the difference these days?
Well, they're just both kid animated.
Okay.
Need a lot of voice actor movies.
No, I think that's your
I don't know the
forte, Mike. I
difference.
think you've got more of the
Well, what are you talking?
the range.
Commercial? Here's some Irish Spring soap.
bro. That's what pays the bills, though, man. You have to
Oh,
become
you're trying
All
to
right.
pay the bills. I thought you were
Well,
retired too, just trying to have fun with life.
Skilbo, how about this? I'll be your
Awesome.
agent. I'll be your
Okay.
agent. I'll find you some deals.
Yep.
I want 20%,
Bet.
and we're gonna get this rolling.
Hey, I'm gonna throw you. I'm
Right
gonna
here.
throw you this offer, Skill, but I'm gonna throw you this offer. I'm gonna be a better agent,
Trying to outbid it.
and
No, I
I
can't.
only want
You're
15%.
not a better agent. You didn't even come up with this idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and tack on to
Disney
either of these
Pixar on the
deals,
phone.
and I'm gonna take 20% to be a representative, marketing and
So,
sales.
You can see this parceling out of the Skilbo fucking
Uh-huh.
empire right here. No, I'll tell you what, Baked. I
It's
love you,
about
man.
the fun.
I love you, man. But I have to ride with Sequence.
Oh,
He's the dude. He's the dude that started the show. If it wasn't for Sequence, there would be no MBGS for me to fucking.
Skilbo,
while
when
away
did
the
you
hour.
find your voice? I know you
Right.
found your voice before you even
Oh,
started
yeah.
growing weed.
He
Way-
did
way
commercials and
before.
stuff.
Yeah, I've
Well,
done.
tell
commercial
us,
work.
tell us about it, man, if you can.
Tell us. It's. I mean, I did some recordings, probably like
Chippendales.
I don't know,
That
12
was the first
Stuff, yeah.
dancing at the Mozambique in Detroit. Club Mozambique. It's an old.
Can you independently flex your pectoral muscles?
I don't know, dude. I
Really
used to
can
be
do it,
able
or-
to, man, but like
Of course,
I don't know, man. No, I
You
used to do
remind me of
commercial work,
Patrick
and
Bateman from American Psycho.
a friend of mine came over and was like, "Yo, man, I got this sideline gig, and we're gonna record this commercial." And my buddy wanted to know if I knew anybody. He was like, "All you got to do is show up." I said, "Okay." So I figure I'm gonna go be a grip or something, right? I'm gonna hold like a boom or something inconsequential. But in fact, that was not the case. They were like, "Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Why don't you do this?" So I ended up doing recordings for it. They used it on the local TV for years. They used it on the radio for a really long time. So
Nice.
You've got the sultry tones. You just need to find the right gigs. Like, you should probably consider even maybe doing it on Fiverr. Like,
I don't know. I'm not hip to what a Fiverr
like a
is. I
lot
was
of
looking
work.
on ACX.
it's like
which
a
is
contract work type thing. You could just be like,
Right.
I do voice acting and stuff. And
30 seconds, $5, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I'll read
You
a
just
script,
come up
you
with
get
a
one
rate
take.
for an amount of time.
I hope Uncle Rick is in the fucking chat right now because this is like this is speaking to him right now because I'm doing some voiceover work for.
Like
him
what?
for the last
What
few
else
years.
are you doing in all of your free time?
Smoking weed, baby.
Smoking
Living the
weed,
dream.
baby.
Smoking weed and fucking listening to the wind chimes and going for
There
a
you
walk
go.
in the woods and doing the thing.
I've never done any voiceovers other than for my own videos, but I was an extra in a movie that got produced when I was in high school. I was a high school senior, and I was just sitting in the classroom as an extra, and one of the main actors came up to me to basically match his voice to mine, which I thought was interesting because I literally had no idea what's going on. I was just sitting there like with a book in my hands. But he came over and he's like, "Hey, read this line." I read it, and then he like read it back to me, and he's like, "Do it again." I read it. He read it back to me. He was trying to match his voice to like where mine was at 17 years old or whatever. It was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
Behind
Fun
the
fact:
scenes,
that movie never got released.
straight to fucking VHS, baby.
Yeah, probably.
That is interesting, though.
I think you could do better than Fiverr though. Fiverr is like a cheap gig, man. I know it's like wine access and stuff, but
I got
you
my
got
agent
like a
my agent's working on it right now.
Yeah.
He's talking to people
Hey
for
man,
me.
if your agents are only suggesting Fiverr, I suggest you come over to Fergroli Productions. We offer a wider, broad range of tools.
Listen,
Hell yeah.
we can get you on Backpage. We can get you. We got all sorts.
Hold
of
on, that's a
stuff.
whole different category of making money.
When you're in the back alley doing 1995 Elmo, don't come crying to me. All right.
I gotta go get my smoked sausage. I'll be right back.
For a smoked sausage and a taco, that's gonna be your pay.
And a donut.
Italian sausage, get it right. Italian smoked sausage.
Yeah. Hey, wherever you want it from, it don't matter. But that's all you're getting.
Let's see. There is a question in chat. Let me get out of this. I'm
Anyone
not
familiar with NO5 times Hayes?
Yes, it's a classic.
I don't have the Hayes part. I got NL5, I think. Hang on.
Yeah, NL5 Hayes is the who's the fucking breeder on that? Is it Sensi Seeds was originally that one, or somebody?
Huh?
I can't remember, man. Off the top of my head, this is fucking ancient shit, man. Jack Straw says, any thoughts on fertilizers and lime going bad in old bags of mix? We don't know how old they are. That should be fine.
I was going to say Todd McCormick, I believe, has an NL5 Haze and a bunch of other of those old strains. He's not super popular in the cannabis scene, though, so I don't know if whatever.
Didn't Brandon work with an NL5 Haze cross or something like that?
I believe
AK
so.
Beam Brains has a lot of NL5 Haze because he did TK NL5 Haze was one of his like big popular ones.
TK as in Triangle Kush?
Yeah, and it was he's
That
on
sounds
record on
sensational.
podcasts saying it's well. There's two different leaners he saved or procreated or something. It's one's like the
believe-
Haze leaner and the other's the TK.
I believe Neville was the breeder of NL5
Neville.
Haze.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. But yeah, that's who I got. I got NL5, which is NL1 times NL1 from AK Beam Brains, because that was one of my first ones I grew. And when I was growing it, I had a pheno that was like cotton candy. It was delicious. So I would love to find another one of those.
Baked, I want to give you a shout out. We were doing the strange shout out earlier, man. That Functified too.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that shit doesn't just look great and doesn't just smell great. Shit, it's smooth and it's nice stone. Really
Yeah, I
fucking
got
good with that one. Who was
I
the
got
breeder
that
on that?
one. Soulfire.
Soulfire. Okay.
Yeah, they got some different shit. So it's not your. I get sick of the gelatos, the
I thought you were gonna say the GMOs, but we know
sherbs.
that's not
Like
true,
there's
right?
so much that no, I know I overdo the GMOs, but I don't get sick of them. But like I think a lot of the mainstream stuff is riddled with the gelatos and the sherbs and the like cookies stuff that they've
The Trop
they've
Cherry for
pushed.
Terra.
And yeah. So I do like Soulfire recently because everything I popped from them has been definitely unique in smells and looks and everything. So
Truck
I can't
cherries.
remember how many I tried to pop, but I have one
That's some unique.
living get down from Soulfire that's in
Okay.
the edge.
That was the
That's
one
gotta
you-
be old.
But that's not a feminized bean, so it could still be a male, right?
I believe it is a regular, yeah.
Okay.
So it could be a male.
Yeah, they don't
it
really
is, are
mess
you
with
gonna collect
regulars
pollen?
anymore.
Or pass it on to somebody to collect some pollen?
Probably
bake it.
not. It's not really a selection, right? It's just a single bean, so it's hard to say if it's good or bad pollen or if it's even worth breeding it to something.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
hard with
that
males
was-
anyway, isn't it? To know like what
Yeah,
you're
but you can
looking for
like
in a
you can
male.
do stem
Yeah.
rubs and stuff.
Yeah, we
but,
do
like,
stem rubs and veg.
when you've got nothing to compare it to, it's like, you know,
You go that way with it.
yeah.
Like I saved the Chernobyl one just because it was like there was 2 males left and there was 1 female. That's all I had. So like if I want to make F2s, I need to save one of the male pollens. So that's what I did. But like I didn't select the male based off of anything other than
The genetics that it
it's
was.
remaining and I need
Right.
to save it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goal is to make selection in the F2s. And luckily the
Yeah.
female is delicious smelling.
I mean, you can
Nice.
keep it exactly for that, like, you know, you just for propagation, right?
Yeah.
And then or seed preservation, and then work it from there.
Exactly, because Chernobyl is really hard to find. I don't know if you can find any seeds anymore at Chernobyl. So if I make some F2s, at least it's keeping the genetics around. Because like the Chernobyl cut I have, it's great. Smells ridiculous. I don't care what's in the room. When you go in the room, you're gonna smell the Chernobyl, but it's not potent to me. So I'd love to, start messing with it. Find a F2 that I like that has the same flavor, maybe even more potent, but then slam that to something like GMO or Donnie or something that I know has potential for potency. And then
Fruity
get
garlic.
potent smelling, whatever. Or maybe Mac. Something like
Some
that.
Vortex.
Yeah, or
Painted
Vortex,
Lady just
exactly.
got
We're
a,
playing on that.
Three-way.
Painted Lady just got a Chernobyl Golden Goat cross from Irie Genetics that we're gonna.
Oh, hell
test.
yeah.
Kind of cool. That's kind of a neat cross, I think.
Yeah.
And you know that it's going to be well sourced strains, right? You know, it's really Chernobyl and Golden Goat, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
That sounds sweet.
That should be a really nice sativa, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome.
Miss Jill, some of her renamed stuff isn't exactly the same genetics because my coworker wanted some old Subcool stuff, hit her up, finally got the answer out of her, and they're just kind of remaking stuff
Yeah.
that they think.
Recreations.
Yeah, they're not. It has nothing to do with the originals. So
Yeah, dude, you can't.
I don't like the fact that they call it TJ or attach that name and stuff.
Those original
Right.
selections.
You gotta
are
be
selected
careful.
for very specific traits, you know.
Yeah, that's like your Slimer 2.0, right? That's like as close as she can get is finding a 2.0 of a strain that once existed.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
You
or
still get
anyone else.
the variant bred with
Closest representation.
a strain or a different variant.
Silence.
Silence. So
One-
let's see. I
good
put
thing is
some
you got
Mac
much
into
to play with.
flour.
So you got a bunch of drywall up.
Oh yeah, I guess we did drywall this weekend.
Looks great, man.
On the dividing wall, so like the whole 32-foot wall. Got a bunch of half-inch drywall up. I gotta mud it this week, sand it and paint it so that we can. I don't
How
know
tall
why
is
I
that
have to
wall?
do that. Oh, it's 10 foot.
Okay.
Oh, so I can park my car in there. That's why I wanted to do it. If I
Good reason.
paint all that shit, I can lean. We have 2 extra sheets, really 2.5 extra sheets.
Nice.
So I gotta lean those up against it. But I'm like, well, I might as well mud and paint it before I do that. But yeah, get it all nice and white. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty nice. It was 10 foot tall, and the sheets were 10 foot tall. There's a gap because the the concrete and or the framing isn't perfect, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna get that spray
Ooh.
foamed. So that's gonna get
Yeah.
3 inches, so that the entire grow will have 3
Nice.
inches around it.
You're gonna give it 3
I don't know
inches?
when. Yeah, it's gonna get 3 solid inches
Nice, dude, nice.
Any way you want it, right?
of closed cell foam. But yeah, but already, also what I'm gonna do this week is I got my 6-inch AC Infinity. I'm gonna go get a pass through. I found out, by the way, AC Infinity is selling pass throughs now. They have a gasket on them. They have 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch, and they're kind of neat because they have a spring operated flap inside that only goes one way. So
I like
it won't,
that.
it'll keep backdraft and stuff from coming. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna use that just in case I ever want to flip the fan around and somehow suck cold air or hot
Oh,
air
yeah.
from the garage. You know, I don't know, but that's what I want to do this week is put the AC Infinity fan in the garage side, so it with the temperature gauge it has, I can use the heater from the grow hallway because it's way oversized for that hallway and just suck out some heat. But it's still not too bad in there. So
And throw the heat. Yeah, throw the heat into the front.
yep.
Nice.
But
like
I
it.
gotta do that, and then I'm gonna get a nice Slage door
Yeah.
pad.
Retina
nipple-
scanner
nipple.
door pad.
Yeah. And we'll have a door pad on there, so that'll be nice. But yeah, it's sick. You go into the grow and you need a light now because it's so dark.
The dark. Nice.
Yep. But and we're gonna be doing some electrical this week. I got the electrician out. He measured everything. He's gonna give me a list, so I go buy it all, and then hopefully after work one day we'll knock that out. Because really, we counted it's 3 circuits per room, so 6 circuits, all pretty much. Well, let's see.
Well, the conduit stuff's kind of if he's got the
We're
right
doing it
tools,
on the wall, yeah, and he knows what he's doing. So he said his dad's electrician for 45 years. He's been working under him for a while, so hopefully
Sweet.
he can bust it out. Oh, and then we have to put like a stop thing on the outside where the condenser for the mini split is. So other than that, we'll be running.
What do you mean a stop thing?
It's like a lever. I think it's like a
Cut off.
safety thing.
Cut off electrical.
Yeah,
Oh,
a cutoff.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I know what you
That's
mean.
what it's
Because
called.
it's 220
So
or
you can
whatever.
work on it.
Yep, it's high voltage, so you gotta have something. We have them at work on every single AC unit out there, but
Yeah.
it makes sense. But yeah, so shooting, next month or so we're running, and I mean I'm trying to get installation lined up, but they're talking 4 to 6 weeks, so I'm trying to find another company that can do it quicker. Like
So
it's
are you
not a
gonna
big
try to-
job, so
Yeah.
Are you going to
Well,
try
that's
to
probably
stack
why
your
you're not
veg up?
getting.
say what,
getting quick-
Scofa?
I said, are you going to try to stack your veg up right now so that you can hit the ground running and throw it into flower A and flower B, or are you going
Yes,
to
I
start
could.
fresh, like out there, like this is, we're coming in clean?
I mean, if I could do that, like I'm always ready to hit the ground running in my veg, even right now. Like, what I would do is by hitting the ground running is just mom something out. So and I have like probably 3 or 4 different things that Spartan and I could sit down and decide what's best, and then I
Okay,
could
I
just,
don't-
instead of throwing it in a 3-gal, throw it in something bigger, and we'll mom it out and get going that way. But I don't have anything that I could like for instance, in the flower room, I want to run 16 plants. I don't have anything right now I could take 16 cuts off. No. But yeah, so
But it's got more than 16 seeds.
Yeah, I was
we
gonna say,
could
what
do
are
a
your thoughts
seed
on
run.
just
We
doing
could do a
that?
seed
Yeah.
run 100%. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
But I would do a fem.
Hey,
So like,
Tara.
let's see.
Yeah.
Like, I could do 8-inch bagel. That one I'm pretty excited about. I got 1 in flower inside here, but I have 16 more seeds, and they're feminized, and I'm liking the smells I see off of it. So and the how it's structure. It's a GMO times Project 4516. But yeah.
Well, from now on, you just have to say what GMO cross you got, so you can just say, "Oh, it's that."
Yeah.
Cut to the chase.
Yeah. I got other ones going. I got Mystique which is
I
crushed
keep
berries
forgetting.
times
I
project.
keep forgetting what was that one that you tried to concentrate of? Indigo something.
Indigo Daydream. I want to run that, but the regs.
Those are
So
regs.
we'd
Okay.
have to run like 36 regs, which is fine, but I
Dude.
kind of want to do something I can count on the first run.
I'm more than happy to participate in that pheno hunt because that was one of the ones I ran for a client and one of the ones that still people ask me for. It's one of the few that I ran for someone else that people still ask me, hey, what do you got? When's that Indigo Daydream coming back? I'm like, I don't know. As soon as he brings me more, it's not mine, you know? But yeah, I'd be willing to participate in that if you need some help.
We'll definitely, we'd be excited to get you some of that. But that one I'm stoked for because it was also a hard one to find. Shout out to High Country Genetics. He's from Michigan. I believe he's now an Oklahoma resident, but they're the breeders. And I ended up I hit up Frigoli. I'm in Florida. I'm living in Florida, tracking all this down. I visited Sequence. We had gone down to what is it, 8 Mile, bought a bunch of dabs and tried them all. I love the Indigo Daydream and the Dogman Troop something. I can't remember that one now.
Raspberry.
That's it.
Yeah,
Raspberry
yes,
something. Kim. Yep.
Raspberry.
And so then I get back to Florida. I left everything with Sequence because I was, I didn't really want to take shit on the plane. I wasn't sure about that yet. And I got home. I was like, man, Indigo Daydream just is in my mind. I remember hitting up Frigoli and being like, "What? You know where? Like, did you run that or something like that?" And he goes, "No, I ran that for a client." And I was like, "You happen to let me know what that client is on it so I can message him?" And he did. And I got a hold of him, and he goes, "Oh, that was High Country Genetics." So then I'm scouring the internet. Indigo Daydream, High Country Genetics, in stock. Come on. Nowhere. Because he's a small breeder. He wasn't big. And finally, I messaged High Country Genetics, and he messaged me back like a month later. He might have been moving to Oklahoma. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, we definitely have some of that. I just have to go when I go to the farm next, that's where they're at. I'll get them." And then so like another month or something went by, and he messaged me and he goes, "I got them, bro. What's your address?" He sent me like 2 packs instead of 1. And he sent me like 3 other packs from High Country Genetics: Pineapple Preserve, Sensei Master, and one other. But
Sensei Master?
Yeah, he really hooked it up. And then like literally 4 months later, he goes, "Hey," out of the blue, he DM'd me and goes, "Hey, we found some more. Do you want them?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me, I get paid in like a week or so. Let me hit you up then." He goes, "No, I'll just send them." And he sent me like 2 more packs. So I had like 4 packs of that.
Oh,
shit. And yeah, they're like 12, 12-ish in a pack each.
Can we put a poll up? I think that I would vote for you doing that. As your first run, just do fucking 16.
Let's see how many seeds I got.
Massive
Use them while they're viable, man. You know what I mean? Like it's a great way to start.
That's a real pheno hunt there.
It's a real pheno hunt.
Just start the whole thing with an actual single strain pheno hunt.
Well, it's either gonna be that and Spartan like this, or I got another pack of Triple Burger.
Oh, so, more GMO.
You and your burger.
GMO, he says.
We should call him Burger Pone.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that. But my coworker, we split a bug order, and he goes, "So, do you want cash or would you mind taking a pack of Triple Burger?" And I'm like, "Triple Burger's $150 pack. I've spent $70 on your half of the seeds. I'll take the burger." So now I have 2 packs of that.
Don't let that $70 stand in the way of you finding a forever fucking keeper cut of the Indigo Daydream. Nobody's got it but you. Dude entrusted the genetics. Like, do it.
That's what I wanted to ask, Bake. Did you ever ask him about a cut of it, my friend?
The keeper cut?
I think I did. I would have to go all the way back to our DMs and find this all again. But
I don't know if he still has it or not. But
I know, actually, living in Florida, I may not have been so forward as to be like, "Can I get a cut?"
So forward.
I mean, that's fair. We should follow up with him
there, bro. I was like super sketch about everything.
Maybe we should follow up with him. And
if you can find him out, hell yeah, and then we can compare.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing with Donnie Burger. I want to do is I have a good cut of Donnie. I even know the percents and stuff, but I have a pack of Donnie,
What
and
were
if
the
I can
percents on it?
grow that out, Donnie's 27% THC. I'd have to grab the
Yeah.
test of the other, but we have it at work. But yeah, so I've always wanted to hunt that and have something to be like, if it's not better than this, I'm not keeping it, you know. But if it's better than this, it's something to compare, which is cool.
The
I'll have to
ultimate
reach
goal
out.
is the indigo GMO.
Let me.
That's
Yeah.
the ultimate
Ooh,
thing,
that
right?
would
There you
be
go.
really sweet.
That's basically slurricane.
Oh, and the
Yeah,
other
right.
strain he
Okay.
gave me, I just want to mention, is candy apple. And
Damn.
I don't know the genetics, but they have a website still, High Country Genetics, so we could look that up later. I'm gonna count how many seeds I got here of indigo. And what's cool is they come with matches. So, you know, if you're out in the wilderness, you gotta light your joint and grow some seeds.
Oh yeah.
You got to light your seeds. You got some matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Red Setter Farm matches.
Yeah, carbon's the basis of life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
You just burn the forest down and then throw
Just
the seeds out.
sequestered, man. That's all.
Hey, we offer matches.
Welcome back, Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan.
Thank you.
The plants
that
over here
GMO
are looking real good. I'm getting ready to start topping them, I think.
Heck yeah.
Course of action.
Are you gonna take
the-
clones with those tops or?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. This is a
No.
one and
What
done.
you got any smells or done any stem rubs lately?
I
Anything
haven't done any
stand
stem
out?
rubs, but the plants all look like pristine health, which is
Well, you should
awesome.
take some clones. You got a lot of friends on this panel that might want to grow some of those ladies out. You know.
I don't
I'm
even know if
interested in the
they're,
skunk stuff.
male or female yet.
You could just
Most
take
of them are
cuts.
regulars.
Just make sure you mark them correctly, and we'll take care
Oh,
of the
I
rest.
All
I'm
good.
sorry. Is Spartan stuck smiling, or is he just really happy tonight?
I think he
It's
dropped
signal.
earlier, and I think he dropped again.
Yeah. But he's so
Oh, there he goes.
photogenic that it
He's
works.
back. Yeah,
He-
he's such.
He
I'm back.
signals.
Baby, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm getting shit signal today.
31 indigo daydreams.
31.
Hell
So
yeah.
that
Nice.
would that'd be a nice
Pop
hunt.
at least 20 of them.
15.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Say we get half his female.
15.
Yeah.
Run them.
That's what I'm super stoked
16.
about. Is I'm gonna have so much veg room. I was talking
Right.
with my buddy TJ about eventually like being able to do a tissue culture because I saw Indigo Daydream got some stuff going at his work, and like we were like, I wonder how big.
Indigo
How-
Daydream.
Indigo Daydream.
He's stuck on the
Into-
strain.
He totally did, Spartan.
Indigo
I
V.
love that.
Oh man, but yeah,
Mind, man, it's on your
Weird.
mind.
talking about how big of a space you would need for like actual just a little tissue culture
You don't need-
setup, but maybe
I'll do it.
No.
for
you
you.
know, yeah. See, so
Yeah, I
That
really
would be
think we
neat.
need a MBGS tissue culture. I know we've talked about this a couple times, but
Aaron knows what's up.
I'm down. I probably have some space. We can make it happen. Like, you know, let's get a couple.
that'd be
Maybe we could
awesome.
Crowdfunded or
There's so
something.
many cuts I have, and I keep so much stuff. I have so much old school stuff like this AJ Sour Diesel coming down. I can't wait to give you guys like Skilbo, you know,
Yeah.
old head like you. I can't wait to give you
Yeah.
something. You're gonna be like, this is
Oh,
it.
This is it.
And
That's
it gets
Yeah,
you
man.
it gets you ripped. I don't know the percentage, but maybe I'll take it over to one of the
Doesn't
labs.
matter. It's doing
Because-
its
It
thing.
doesn't. It's all terpenes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter,
that-
but I'm interested to see why
Yeah.
it gets you ripped if
Right,
it's
right.
not
Yeah.
Is it gonna
THC.
be? Is it gonna be over or under 20%?
Under.
I think it's under. The Chernobyl has tested the first time was 17%.
Okay.
And it didn't get, I mean, that one doesn't get me ripped, but it's gotten a couple other people. I've gotten good reviews of it as a daytime high. But I mean, I smoke, you know, all day, every day. So I try to put that into the bias or whatever.
Maybe that's the strain that
level.
you can use as a breeding project, you know.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the
Try to
goal.
retain that quality in it and, you know.
Yeah, the smell is great. I
Did
can't wait.
somebody
I'm
say
thinking
AJ
about getting
GMO?
Sprigoli some of this. I got some coming down, and
Yeah.
You're gonna be
have
like-
you
you're gonna be
considered
like, this is
crossing
some
sour
lime.
diesel with GMO or triple burger?
AJ's GMO. Yeah.
yep, yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right, I'm going to throw this out there. I know we put it in the chat, but I want to put it out there publicly. There are 7 of us on this panel right now. There are 7 slots in this for girly flights. I would love to have each one of us have one bucket in this thing. I think that would be so cool to have an MBGS flight. I was just thinking, what is going to be like the new thing in 2023? Like every year, and there's new strains and stuff and new hype and all that. But like, is there going to be a new product in 2023? What do you guys think we're going to see this year?
Old school. I keep hearing people talk about old school strains and purples like Grape Ape and Granddaddy Purple, like the ape that I don't have that I just lost a couple years ago to myself getting rid of it intentionally. Granddaddy do have, but like older strains like that, like probably Northern Lights, probably.
I keep thinking it's going to be a cheese that's going to be the thing.
Cheese, cherry, and lime. Okay, but
are you
hold on. I'm
talking
not
with
talking
growers
strains.
or are you talking with consumers?
Well, that's
What
that's
you can
the
get
thing.
your hands on.
Because that's
I'm, no,
totally
I'm not
different.
talking about any of that. Like, I'm actually not talking about strains at all. I'm talking about like products. You know what I mean? Like,
Like a
yeah,
type of
yeah.
product.
Like rosin vape pens, like live rosin vape pens, seem to be kind of a new thing. 2022, maybe 2021. I don't know. They seem to be a very popular product in the last year or two. And there's always constant innovation in this industry.
think-
Right. So
I think-
you know what
I
I
think-
think it's going to be? It's going to be like, that candy spray, that sour spray. It's
Like,
going to be like that, except for you spray it in your eyes and you
like
get really
Banaka.
high.
Oh, in your eyes, dude. What?
Yeah.
I think
Red
it's
eye?
gonna be micro
I don't know
edibles.
about that.
Like I was
I
saying a
dropped
couple
it.
weeks ago, like you're gonna be able to get a pack of 100 1 milligram things, and you're gonna be able to dose out however much you want because
I like
there's
that
a lot of
idea.
people out there that can eat 5 milligrams and get ripped.
Yes.
Or my boss, he got these from one of the events he goes to, and it was remember those mini M&M tubes you'll get?
Yeah.
It was like one of those, and they're all 1 milligram, everything in there. And he said he would try it each day. He did like one. He said, I didn't really feel it. Then the next day, so he did 5. Felt too much. He felt too high for work.
Get a little
So
carried away.
then he did 3, and he was like, that was awesome. So he dialed it in, and I've met several people that like could use that because they
Microdosing
take
it,
low. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So what's the
Vic.
best way to microdose cannabis? Because I feel like a 1 milligram like tab, like the M&M idea, like that's pretty good. Like,
You're going to have to have
LSD
something like
strips.
that. That's
Well, like
Oh, no.
Low calorie, you know what I
shout
mean?
out
Like,
to
About roll a joint and just take 1 or 2 puffs.
this
and put it
fucking
down.
guy.
Oh, we're not coming back to it,
well,
right?
yeah, but Spartan, back to the original point. If you put it out, are you gonna want to come
You're not
back
coming
to it
back
later?
That's what I'm
A
saying,
lot of
babe.
people don't. So now you have this unused
People that it only takes
70%
one hit.
joint.
Okay.
People
but
that only takes 1 hit, yeah, they'll come back to it later. Yeah.
do you know what is popular that I've seen is that like I call them like 2-hit joints. They're not even
Yes.
like a half a cone.
Mini-
Like
Minis,
Tara had the Babe ones.
The dog
Yes.
walkers.
Yeah,
The dog
yeah,
walkers.
I could see that being popular for
The,
sure.
But you
I-
got to
I-
use
yeah.
quality stuff. I really want to find this 12 Days Awake and Bake video from last year because when I opened that thing, it was bad, guys, and it was one of those mini joints.
Yeah. Oh, they're
I
not
would
good.
say to figure out the math, and then reduce some full spectrum oil.
But that's not that's not the idea of the product's fault. That's
Okay,
the
right.
execution of that product then.
Dose
That's
it
fair.
like
So it's like
like
you said,
a
as long as you
dropper.
stuff those
You
with
dose
good.
it like a
good
dropper,
Yep.
like a liquid dosing.
Yep.
See, they do that in Florida. They give like MCT
Yeah.
oil.
All right, I'm sharing my screen. I found the video.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
making
play the
extra
audio,
screens so I
but-
can do it.
You could do your.
Okay, thank
There
you.
you go, right here.
Are you gonna snort that?
No, but look
Listen,
at
Derek.
that was what was inside of that.
Oh
pre-roll I got.
yeah.
It looks
Just
like
the
ABV.
chemicals matter.
You know what I mean? Like ABV already been vape shit. You
Yeah, it does.
It does.
know? Did you get that out of the
Straight out the
silver surfer?
volcano.
Right. What the fuck, man? Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what they did. They hashed it out, and then I don't know. Either way, didn't smoke it. No thanks.
6 minutes of hash time.
Yummy.
I gotta get ready.
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. We're on, man. Get your accoutrements together. Get your act together, babe. All this talk
My
about
act's been together.
indigo fucking daydreaming that you're
Getting
doing
ready
over
by
there,
doing
man.
bongers.
He is doing a lot of
Shout out-
daydreaming to me.
He's doing a lot
I
of
got
daydreaming. over there.
what is this? Connoisseur Creations.
Well,
And it's
come on back. Still
Blue
focused on this
16.
fucking guy. Look at this guy.
Nugs for days.
You're crushing it.
Yeah,
on
He's
the
a
focus.
caregiver around here, but it's
Ooh, I like
I'm not
it.
gonna get the light on this. It's good stuff. We have the
Get your
flower
white
at
shit
work,
together, dude.
and I really like this. It's really tarty, like sour Skittle kind of thing going on.
But
Nice.
That's what I'll be dabbing on. What about you guys?
I'm gonna go in on
Ooh,
this
shit.
Mr. Clean. This is one of those like leftover jars after I'm done packaging. I save myself a little extra. Sometimes I'll take, and save like a couple grams and use it for like flights, but in this case, this is just personal.
I bet if you were to
Is this-
drink that jar, there's 2 jars in there. Probably
100%.
2
There's probably a quarter ounce in this thing.
For Grolly, is that the adult equivalent of like licking the bowl of brownie batter and shit?
100%. Dude,
But way
100%.
better.
I give everyone like
Really?
the best of the best, and I get the leftovers, but it's still like fire. As hell.
Exactly. What you got there, Red?
Some GMO dry stuff.
Ooh.
150 micron.
Give it up.
Just enough
Come
to
on.
be able to squish it into the
Nice.
ball. And we're gonna smoke it with a hash stone.
Skillbo coming with the
Hell.
pineapple sour tie from 2000
man.
what 21?
Come on, focus for me. It doesn't look
That's
bad.
gotta be old.
It is, but it's
Yeah,
still
that's
good.
gotta be
You got-
21.
Hey, yeah, I'm not dogging the quality.
I kept reusing that jar for that like whole year
I
because I
love
thought it was
dude.
so cool.
It's fucking awesome, man.
I was like, I'm reusing this jar.
Shout out to Dro for that.
Yeah.
What did you have, Tara? What do you got? I skipped right over you.
sorry, I've got
Ooh,
Got the hash domes on the show.
I
Awesome.
need one of those so bad.
I
man.
do
They're so
too.
fucking cool, bro.
Red, how do I get a hash dome?
You trade them some
Are
hash.
they all sold out?
No, they're not sold out.
They're not
Rainbow.
so.
I have a few hash domes left.
Yeah,
So we gotta get together on that.
Yeah,
I have enough
Hash dome party.
dude, we
Yeah,
just
I've got
got some
some hash
fucking blown
domes.
out on those, man. Like the whole fucking crew, it just kept getting passed around the fucking table and passed
It's
around.
amazing what a little piece of hash will do, man, isn't it? Like without it just wasting off to the wind, you know.
Blown out like
Yeah,
a birthday candle, man.
I used to just put it on needle, just just like chill. And then you're like, fucking around, the thing's just burning. Like, but yeah, I
No,
mean,
we should do. We should rent one of those 15 passenger vans and all stream from it one night and just hotbox the ever living shit out of it.
So I wanted to make a van. I just wanted to take a van and just retrofit it and make it into a little streaming
Yeah.
studio, like a
That'd be sick.
podcast, and then interview people in it.
Like, what's his name? The
Yeah,
jackass guy.
sort of like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but do it a little bit different, and yeah, we should do something like that.
Steve-O's.
that'd be a lot of fun, man. I
Road
enjoyed
trip.
doing the 12 Days Awake and Bake with Red stuff. I'm like, yeah, might as well just hotbox both the episodes or whatever. It was fun. I don't do that very often, just like chilling in a closed parked car, like
I
blowing it out by myself, But
haven't done that in
it was cool.
years.
Yeah,
We usually
right.
I
do
remember
it like
getting it so foggy you cannot see out the window and just being like, what was that? What was that?
the last time we smoked like that was in my truck when we were getting ready to float down the river, and then the cops drove by. And we opened the door and a bunch of smoke started rolling out of the doors, and we closed the door real fast.
Yep.
It's so
Sequence, do you
funny,
remember?
like we were
Just make the-
teenagers trying to get away with
Gotta remember,
Those
you're
cops showed up all day, man. They were
Yeah.
following us
Dude,
all over
the day
place.
that we toured Mitt and Canico, we all met at Menards, and we burned down in fucking Sequence's car, man. Fucking in the middle of Menards parking lot.
That's okay. Menards gets a lot of business from the cannabis folks. So
Yeah, they
For
do.
sure. For sure.
They were really
Yeah.
respectful. They left us alone.
The one day at Winewood up there in Ann Arbor, we just went to the local parking lot, just in the middle.
Had a nice
out in-
circle.
in town. You know what I mean? It's just the Ann Arbor. They don't care. They just don't
They
care.
didn't care about us at all, did they?
Yeah.
We're not hurting anybody.
We
Yeah.
looked pretty good that day in your car when we were going go-karting, dabbing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, staying in the parking lot. There's
That
like
was
nobody else
bad.
around us. We're parked way out there. Portuguese car.
We've made a tradition of doing that. We've done that now like 3 or 4 times, parked in the same spot and smoked out there.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's never anybody in that parking
You
lot.
guys didn't write your name on the spot yet?
Not yet.
Nope.
Somebody
Maybe
else
next
is trying to with their
I was
tires.
here.
Moments from hash time.
Come on, Ash time.
Come on.
There we
Believe
go.
it. There it
Hash
is.
time.
Whoa, Fergroli stole the Bell Thunder.
That's
No,
fucked up.
that was
That's
all
fucked up.
him.
Oh,
I just
okay.
hold it up, man. Like it's just
It was
for
like a
visuals.
sleight of hand trick, is what it was. You held it up and he made the noise.
Yeah, nothing ever hit it, but some.
Becca, you got to check your roux.
I haven't been holding it upside down, man.
You better
You're
start.
fucking it up.
You're slacking, dude.
You're slacking, dude.
Holy
It's
Get your
real-
shit
it's
together.
push.
super tasty.
You gotta hold your
I
pinky
forgot
out. too.
Q-tips.
You gotta hold your pinky out while you're doing it too,
Yeah.
because you gotta be fancy. There you go.
Bougie.
Oh, she fancy, huh?
Bad and bougie.
It's cool that it tastes like the dab. I like that.
Yeah,
That is
straight
good.
up same flour that the same harvest. I think even those ones.
That's quite the compliment to the flour that it's as good as the concentrate.
You get the hints of it.
Yeah,
know,
I mean, it's
obviously-
fire in, fire out, guys. Like,
Yeah, buddy.
you know what I mean? Like, I can, if I grow bad weed, it's not gonna come out as good as it is if I grow it, grew it properly. Same with my clients. Like that Indigo Daydream, he grew it properly. He harvested it and stored it properly. It doesn't always happen that way, so it's very evident almost always in the end product.
Did you say Indigo Daydream?
Indigo.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Are you
Fucking with
daydreaming?
you.
No, I think he's fucking with you, Baked.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
with
fucking
you,
with
mate.
you, Bake.
No, it's Indigo Daydream.
We need to go back and get a counter on how many times that's been said this episode.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, I
It's like
need to
the
link it
Pee Wee's.
to him.
So let me. Before I forget, I want to ask for Girly. Would you get a tattoo, fire in, fire out?
No, but we would get one that says Terps on it with like
I
5
would.
S's at the end or a Z.
I would get both of what you mentioned,
your
as long as
knuckles.
it was a quality artist.
Terps
Sure.
on your knuckles.
Like, yeah.
Terp bomb.
I'm not getting anything on my knuckles.
I have a total of.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Time?
There you go. I like it. There we go. No, I have a total of 0 tattoos, but I think once I start actually losing my hair, I'm going to keep the beard, shave the head, and go like full body tatted out.
Oh yeah. So then we'll have to do that, and we'll
I
film
feel
it.
like I could rock that vibe.
We should do a giveaway and like, oh yeah.
So you're
It will
gonna
just be
start
all
getting
cannabis.
tattoos by getting a Terps tattoo on your knuckles.
Well, terp
Yeah.
time, I think, is what we ended
Terp
up on.
time.
Gotta have that
Terp
4 and
time,
4.
okay.
Then the
I
thumb is
do
kinda weird to
terp
get it
in.
there.
What time is terp
TPIN.
Let's do with the apostrophe at the end.
I think the answer is yes. Sequence. The answer is yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Damn.
It's always
That's
terp
what it
time
says on the
somewhere.
palm. It's yes.
Shout out to Daddy Red. He didn't get his first tattoo till he was like 60 or 65, and
What do you get done?
he has 2
If
tattoos.
you
got
wait
red
6
inner
years
lip,
and
it says
finally
Terps.
decide to get something on you, it's got to be something really good, or you had to be really on a real bender,
I'm pretty sure he's got his Masonic emblem on.
man. I
You
better
don't have
be
to worry
quiet or
about
I'm
the
gonna-
classic anti-tattoo argument, right? Where it's like, what's that going to look like when you're older?
Yeah.
You already are older,
older.
right? I've done all the sagging I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I've already done all my sagging, bro.
Yeah, it's a good time. I don't have any tattoos.
Honestly, I've got 3, and if it was fucking cheaper, I'd have way more. It's
I
just
would too.
expensive.
Oh,
Time and money is
It's always been low on the priority list, but always had ideas.
I have
Girl,
7.
you're
I got
muted.
plenty
you have 7, yeah.
more.
You're
Yeah.
still muted for goalie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. I was gonna say I feel the same way about tattoos as I feel the same way I do as about glass. It's like it's artwork, and I'm not really an art collector. You know what I mean? So, but if I'm gonna keep something permanently, it better be damn good. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, my thing was like I always searched for tattoos in like other places, like other countries. Like I tried to get a tattoo when I was in Malta and I just couldn't swing it, couldn't find a place. Tried to get a tattoo when I was like on a cruise one time, I couldn't swing it, couldn't find a place. I ended up getting into piercings and shit. I got a bunch of piercings, but the
What's your favorite one?
Yeah.
what's that?
No, I take that back. Becca, what's your favorite one?
Tragus pierce. That was a fun one. It felt like it was real weird after I got my tragus pierced. It felt like my
Excuse me, you're what?
jaw. It felt like I got punched and my jaw was broken
Ooh,
for like
Really?
weeks. Yeah, it was really weird. There was like a nerve. I mean, it
that's a
went away.
nerve thing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Red, that's kind of what Painted Lady did. She's got a bunch of travel tattoos from when she would, go abroad and stuff. Has a tattoo from each trip, sort of deal.
I like that.
And then I
symbolize
started,
them.
and then I started
have-
wanting to wait out until I went to like one of those countries or islands that did traditional tattooing with like
Yeah, exactly.
Like a
like
pounding it
Yeah.
in on you.
Samoan tattoo
maybe
or
I should
whatever.
wait out until I do that, you know. And I don't know.
Does that
They
method?
hit you with the sharp stick.
I feel like
Sharp
that
stick.
method probably
Yeah.
hurts a lot more than tattoo parlor.
Yeah,
Where they-
I'm
whack
more
it with the-
conservative. I want to know my tattoo artist. I want to be able to go into their shop and beat their ass if they do a bad job.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
not
I
gonna
mean,
do it.
that's kind of how
I'm
I
not
feel,
gonna-
Spartan.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
it's
gonna
cool,
do it
like,
far
to be able
away.
to get
I wanna be
tattoos in different
close.
countries and stuff, but like, I don't know if I'd be trusting that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not
Well,
educated enough.
What do you
I
mean?
think-
You don't think Belize has a pretty high tattoo standard? Or?
Hey, I'm not. I'm saying they could
I
be
have
great.
no
I'm just
idea.
saying I'm
I have
not
no
going.
idea.
I'm not going to be able to get back
Oh
there.
yeah, look at
Their
that, Red.
ass.
Get it.
My
I think,
first tattoo
uh,
was half my back. That was my first tattoo. That big old crab on my
Total
back.
ash.
Oh, Ash.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet, Spartan.
So
Yeah,
how well
so
did you know your tattoo artist,
It's kind of the
Spartan?
main reason I never got one
He
over.
was my
Found a good spot.
brother-in-law.
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
brother-in-law.
Dude, I got
That's pretty
pulled.
good.
We were in like I was in like Aruba or something. I was looking for a place to get my nipples pierced, and
Hey,
Okay.
I actually I
that's a
found
hell of a
place
vacation.
pierced in the States, right? So I'm looking for a place to get my nipples pierced, and I'm searching around looking for body piercing.
Can you pull a truck with your nipples, Red?
And I go down Silk
Oh.
Street. Oh man, they I have had them whipped out before.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm like rollerblading. And I fell.
You know it's bad when you make Spartan go, geez.
Yeah, I had
Usually he's the warrior.
I have hoops for a reason. Hoops are deadly.
You had hoops.
I had
Oh,
hoops.
man.
Yeah. I don't have hoops
Did
anymore.
you ever chain
These-
anything to them?
Everything.
Like carabiners with something on the other end?
No. Actually, I don't fuck with them, man. I don't
kick
think,
some trimmers. There's trimmers shears to it.
One
He
of
used
my
to pull his Grand Am around with him.
That's how he trimmed. He flexed one peck at a time. You
The
know?
grand damn joke.
they had to keep it. Doctor couldn't even get it off, so it's surgically on there.
It's still
Oh,
there.
no.
Same.
What?
Yeah, that was a good decade ago. They've been on since I was 18. They've been on for almost 20 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. My tragus is probably 20 years old. I think I got no tragus is that'll almost be that's like 18
Which one,
years
that
old.
one?
Yeah, that's my this
He
one.
keeps saying tragus, and I keep thinking of a smoker.
One up here.
The tracheotomy.
The smoker joke.
My first piercing was definitely against Daddy Red's wishes, and I talked my mom into letting me get it. But we were in Las Vegas, a little.
How old?
And I was 14 years old.
Oh.
And I got my 1 ear done at the Stratosphere Hotel. They had a little piercing pagoda thing up in their little mall.
Prince Albert.
And
That's what I was
my
afraid to hear. I was like,
my mom wasn't my guardian. I think that
We're
our
getting there, guys.
friend's mom was our guardian or something.
14,
We're not-
you know?
we are getting
Maybe
there.
my mom came up there as my guardian. I don't know. Something
You
happened.
haven't gone below the nipples yet.
I don't think
Red,
you need
wait a
I
minute.
don't think you
Hey,
need a
Red.
guardian.
Red, at 14, did you have the identical beard and mustache as a 14-year-old?
Oh, absolutely. Well, no. Actually, I just had this little like chin shit.
Okay.
Goatee.
That's the chin shit.
Chin shit.
Chin shit. Close enough.
Well, I still have it, but I just filled it in.
It's like a
with
toe
water.
cap.
And then I think it was like within a few weeks later, I ended up getting a second hole in the same ear, and I still had another cartridge, and I was like, well, I might as well like get the other one. And I kept talking to my mom to let me go to the mall and go and get more and more ears pierced. And over time, I haven't actually taken these current plugs that are in my ears out, and I don't know, they've been in for probably just as long as my tragus has been in. Actually, the ones on the bottom are glass.
Those have been in for 20 years.
The ones on the bottom have the glass ones.
What do they smell like?
They're tapered.
Jeez.
They're tapered.
2023 turds.
Wider on the outside,
Oh, God.
more narrow on the inside,
Ah.
and they're glass. You can see through them. They're like a 1 gauge or 2 gauge or something.
You ever like put
It's
fiber
like a
optics
Dunkin'
on them or
yo-yo.
anything?
No,
Like a
no,
Dunkin'
no.
yo-yo.
Have a little light
The ones
show,
in
some
the-
laser.
Shine a flashlight on the
The
back
ones
of
in
them?
the second hole are acrylic, and over time, those ones just brittly fell apart.
Red, you need a
What
million
am
there.
I gonna do?
Right, Sequence?
Yeah.
We got you new ones though already.
Yeah, we got some new ones like
They
last.
just fell apart. Like
They literally
sleep or something.
crushed. They
Oh
crushed.
god damn!
They
Does
were
like
kinda
stick in your
terrifying.
ear and shit?
What happened?
Wake up with it. in your
Probably
ear.
probably just like absorbed into my body, dude.
Oh, God.
Really.
He's a
I-
true
I think
glass.
one
head.
percent
That's
is
what he's
right.
telling us. He's a glass
So
head.
I have some stone ones
They all coming together.
that really just absorb into micronutrients into my body. They're like
Right? Yeah. That's
Micronutrients, man.
Don't
Microplastics.
use my caution is don't use wood or natural wood because they will fuse.
Break down.
They'll literally fuse to you. They'll
It's
become
organic material,
You're
right?
supposed to move them like every day.
You're always healing. Your body's constantly going to try to heal.
Half man, half
And that's just
amazing.
kind of what'll happen with that. Yeah,
Hey, can you put your new ones in before we get married?
probably.
Just want to scrub those holes
You
out
might
one
do
good
that.
time
Yeah,
before you
there's-
take ownership of them. That's what it is.
That's a,
Spray some Sanadate on them.
that's a pro move. She got that on air so she can play it back. Like, look, you said.
I used to use
Verbal
these
agreement.
little like they were
Red gets
little plugs, and then they'd have O-rings around them, and the O-rings would hold them in. The problem was you'd lose them in the middle of the night, like they would just fall out in your sleep.
How do you even
Oh.
sleep with that?
So
Red, you need to make a
I had,
Oh, just
I had
plugs,
to
never
get
mind.
these. I had to get these flares, and it's all just one piece. It's a little thinner in the middle and a little, and it flares out on the ends. And
You
have
ever thought about giving them up?
The
Just let
bitch
them close up?
Kind of like a rim.
no, I don't know,
rim,
because they would just look like
tubeless rim.
little buttholes, you know.
They
It
look like little
Yeah.
buttholes, yeah.
sound like them. Yeah, I figure if I take out my nipples, they're just gonna look like I have scar tissue on either side of my nipple, so I would just look like I have 6 nipples.
It just looks like you breastfed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I would look like a little pig.
A couple of
Looks like our
vampires,
dog
maybe.
Duchess.
So when the aliens come, he's
Probably
gonna take out.
nipples.
When the aliens come, he's just gonna take out all his jewelry, and
Right.
bam, he's gonna fit right in.
Yeah.
I hesitate to even ask this question because it's kind of crude. What happens when like a breastfeeding mother takes out her nipple piercings that have been there for years? Does that? I mean, how does that affect it?
I don't think it does. I think
Oh.
that just I'm not sure.
I don't think it does.
Yeah,
So
it's probably just-
there's not. Is there not hole? You don't have holes like you would your ears.
no. I imagine that it goes around some of those nerves. I think that women can still
Nature's metal and it finds a way, man.
or they can breastfeed with them. I'm not sure how
Okay.
that works.
I think you
I don't
I
know.
think
no
he needs
idea.
to get Red to do an IPM before the marriage for his ears. He needs to take Red Solo Cup and
It
a
seems
quarter
like
teaspoon of sulfur and make a sulfur slurry,
Some
and then
pure
make sure that he
copper.
completely dunks. Yeah, we could do that too. And then make sure you completely get those earlobes
Mhm,
all the way in
mhm.
there and let that kind of sizzle and pop.
Yeah,
and
that
crack with all
was
that.
that. Well,
And your
actually,
Ninja Toads
You
will
need a
be
good 30
I was
seconds.
18. I was
At
18 when I
least.
got it done. So almost 18 years ago. Oh yeah, 18. That was 19 years ago.
It's half a lifetime ago, bro.
Almost
Well,
20 years.
shout
Ago.
out to Anything Gross. She says your milk duct can reform and produce through the pierced holes. Also,
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Good to know. I just assume you have to take them out like while
You're
you're.
talking about Red's milk duct?
You know,
hey, this seems like a pretty specific question that Fagurli came up with just out of the blue.
You know,
He's
like
talking about a
we're
piercing.
having kids, building a family over here. We don't have any pierced nipples, but I'm curious now. You know, I'm just
Well,
being-
here's
You
my
just wanna
advice.
know.
Here's my advice for the pierced nipples. So, with piercings, bacteria builds up on and around piercings, and so keeping them clean is priority number 1. So, as long as you're keeping it clean and there's not a bunch of bacteria built up or
That's
what?
the same goes with any piercing, right? Because the same thing to happen to your ear.
Yeah, I imagine they're fine.
I had a pretty gnarly. I got up here done at the top of my ear, and it was during COVID, and I was wearing masks all the time, and
Oh,
Snagging it.
I was trying, but my body rejected the piercing, and it was the
the
worst
rejection
pain.
Yeah.
Did it
I-
swell up any?
It was huge, man.
the cauliflower ear from
I had to go to the ER by myself because it was during COVID.
Of course,
Couldn't
right.
have people. So I'm
Right.
sitting there like screaming, crying as they're like cutting open my ear.
Oh,
Just
Like,
be careful.
my whole-
This
Those
is
are
the content
those
you tune
are
in
okay
for
with
right here, guys.
I don't know.
It was the worst.
I have two on
Oh,
each ear.
oh.
This is the worst episode we've ever done.
One,
Yeah.
two,
It's
Got
way off.
new
volume.
people watching and shit. They're like, "What the fuck is this show about?" I don't even understand.
and then I got 2 on the other side with no tragus. And I've had the 2 since high school. The 2 is a thing since high school. I had 2, and I had 2 big ass hoops and like little diamonds in the back. You know, we all did. All my fucking Jinko
Your crew.
wearing crew.
dude, you were the era of eyebrow piercings. You ever get one
eyebrow
of those?
piercings, tongue piercings. Everybody in my school.
You know he did.
class had piercings, tongue piercings.
Red, have you ever had your belly button pierced?
No.
Do you have a tramp stamp?
I don't have a tramp stamp.
You have a tramp
Transdermal.
stamp.
He's got trans.
I don't have any
piercings.
flesh tattoos. Flesh tattooing started to become a thing like when I was
What
in
other types
college.
of tattooings
They
are
started
there?
getting their like cheeks
Yeah,
tattooed.
Brandings, I think, is what he means by that.
Branding was a thing when I was in
Oh.
college. Yeah,
Oh,
Flesh.
kind of wish I
that was
didn't
a
ask.
thing.
Right?
That was a thing longer. That was always been a thing.
I feel like we're giving our chat a lot of panic attacks. I don't know if you guys are reading this right now.
Flashbacks. Yeah. My experiences when I was
I don't
18,
know, man.
I
What
had
is
that video recorded with a good old fucking 10 millimeter cassette recorder.
Recording what?
My nipples getting pierced.
Ugh.
Screaming and the tears.
Like, what's your opinion about getting tattoos? Does it kind of not feel good, like scratching an itch that you have? I mean, I don't want to say that there's no pain, but it kind of feels good to get.
When I was younger, that's kind of what I dug. You know, it was a thrilling dopamine flash. You know, I've been skydiving, and my adult person has a panic attack thinking about skydiving. Like, dude, I don't know. Like, I faint going to the doctor, getting a shot, or like getting my blood drawn. It's a super polar opposite personality than I was when I was 18 years old. Like 20 years has like completely reversed my personality. It's super wild. I don't know.
PTSD.
so you're
I don't know.
probably not getting
Yeah,
any
yeah.
more
Yeah, I don't know
piercings
if
and
it's
stuff.
PTSD. I don't know what it is. A plethora of things. I'm sure just
A cornucopia.
experiences of with different results. Yeah, I suppose. Super bizarre, but yeah, dude. Skydiving was really fun. After I did that, I wanted to do it again. But nowadays I'm just like, I don't know. I have too much time has passed, and then too many odd coincidences have passed.
Too much time has passed.
Yeah.
The time is elapsed.
What are you talking about?
Too much time has passed for thoughts to
He's
link.
just vamping, man. He's just rolling out the wheels, man. Hey, there's a cat in the background.
Too many thoughts.
He's talking like he's like an 85-year-old guy, like looking out over the
Octogenarian.
ocean, like
It's been twice in
my
my life.
life has passed me by, son.
Yeah.
Twice in my life. Well, no, a lot has
Boomer.
occurred in the second.
Some things have transpired in these 18 years, man. It's a little different than it was, man.
Too much time has passed, you know.
Dude, you know what's so crazy? 18 years ago was 2005.
That's super crazy, dude.
What?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Fuck out of here.
my 20th
It's becoming
You're
you.
old,
big.
babe.
20th
I
class.
know. My life's over.
That's
My
one of the
life's
things about these
over.
shows is if you watch them
My
in the
hobbies don't
beginning,
interest me.
when Baked and Sequence were both younger and they were like south of 30 and shit, they were all
Dude, I was
handsome
so good at
fucking
video
young
games
dudes and
back
shit.
then.
And then, what do you mean back then, bro?
I was so good.
Now you're sitting in a room with Christmas ornaments still going in the background, and we're in the middle.
The tree
It's
won't
the
die.
15th of July.
Burn.
The tree won't die. I got it. It's awesome.
It's the burning bush to me, man.
Not
I
one
think you bet like an
needle has come off
acacia
that
tree and
thing
there's
yet.
some DMT going on, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, smoke.
It's the ambiance.
Smoke that bush. Say it in chat. Smoke that bush.
Smoke that bush.
It's anything like
Oh,
What's
that'd
That
be a
Trick?
chant.
Yeah, it's a little chanty chant. Smoke clouds and a little smoke that bush, and the great Fergoli will reappear behind the curtain.
We'll try to get a poof out of him.
Yes!
And there he is. He's back.
Wow, that was pretty good.
What happened? All I
My
heard
timing was off a little bit, but
I'm
not
here.
Smoke that
He
bush.
was down there smashing some Italian sausage, right?
Oh, so much
What?
sauce.
Wipe that beard off
What?
a little bit.
Fergoli
Is there any
smashed an
mustard
Italian sausage.
in there. Kielbasa, bratwurst, you know, it don't matter the
What country are
nationality.
you in, right?
Yeah.
Smoked
It doesn't have
sausage.
fennel in it.
Or cheese or peppers.
I have a huge shout out. I haven't seen when he comes. If you guys see him in chat, give him another big shout out. Potent Ponics, Steve Reisner, Aquaponics Steve, Potent Ponics Steve, whatever you want to call him. He's in Thailand. He's probably, hopefully, sleeping and getting a rest. The dude has been up nonstop the last couple of days doing his like 12-hour a day live-a-thon where he has tons of people throughout the regenerative farming, agricultural and cannabis communities on his network. Brandon Russ, Chris Trump. We were just talking about Rasa Jeff. Rasa Jeff gave a huge shout out to Painted Lady a little bit earlier. Dude, it just mind blowing for all the people he's had on. And then yesterday, just literally all day long, with just jam packing knowledge. Today had a lot more of like natural farming and just heady stuff. Yesterday was heavily into like just aquaculture. Today was a great day for like pest management, just talking about pests. He had a great speaker on that did an awesome presentation about just different bugs that might be in your garden. And we're talking about like the outdoor garden, squash beetles, all kinds of shit like that.
Can someone throw a link in chat, please?
I have a
Sorry to interrupt you. It doesn't have to be you, right?
But yeah, dude, and it has just been an awesome brain busting, probably 24 hours worth of priceless material, dude. I mean, people charge thousands of dollars for consultations that Steve gave our entire community free of charge. Just for likes and subscribes, man. Go over there and like his shit and follow his stuff. And he's doing some cool stuff, spreading aquaculture and cannabis culture and stuff like that. He's a wealth of knowledge. We've had him on our show here. I don't know what episode, a couple years ago, I'm sure by now. He's usually in chat. I'm sure he's just still grinding and going on his show right now. For that, I applaud you, Steve, and thank you very much for putting that time into the community. And
Dirty says they're live now.
Still live. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, man, you guys get a chance, check out everything that he's got going on over there, because tons of information. I'm sure at some point somebody will start breaking down some timestamps and things like that. Otherwise, you're going to have to do some serious digging. But if you just scroll, you can kind of see who's on, and it's like hour long, pretty much every hour, everybody has a 1 hour long block. So every hour he does a little commercial in between, and then it's another person on, and it's, dude, I've had it just on all day and on the speakers, and we've been working around the house and going, and we've just been at school, dude.
Learning through osmosis, right?
Yeah. It's just been its whole school day, man. It's been really cool. So shout out to everybody who's been involved with that.
Yeah, are you guys going to the Homestead Festival this year, June, I think 2nd and 3rd? I've been keep my eye on it. I got it on my calendar. I've been but Tennessee.
So yes, yeah, okay. So that's the Homestead Festival. No, because we are actually going to Colorado for our honeymoon at the end of June, and we're gonna do a little stuff.
Rocky
with
Mountains.
Rocky
We're going
Mountain.
camping.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Dead
sick.
and Company show.
Yeah, Dead and Company. We're gonna go follow the dead for 3 nights out there, and
yeah.
take a little tour of us. It's gonna be fun.
Honeymoon
Man.
before we get married.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Why not?
Marion. Shout out to Mama Red, because she is gifting us those tickets to our honeymoon, which is just so fucking awesome, dude, because it's given us an excuse to go out there and do some camping. We just bought 2 nights at one of the campgrounds out there to go camping in the Rocky Mountains, like 8,000 feet up, something like that, which to me is crazy. I think the highest we went, out here was like 5,000 feet or something like that up in.
Gotta go up to the Porcupines,
Yeah, down in Smokies. I think we have like 5,600 feet or something like
I
that.
think we were at like 11 at the highest.
11,000 in Smokies?
Smokies.
Oh, okay.
in the Smokies, yeah.
It was 11,000. But yeah,
we
dude.
weren't camping that high.
But there's the Homesteaders of America. That's a similar thing, probably without the probably without the music and the market vibe. I'm sure the market is still there. I'm sure all of the vendors are probably.
You guys would
Homesteaders of
love the
America.
Homestead Festival.
The
if
Homestead
you go.
Festival
It's super
would be-
cool.
What's it about?
It's the one we went to last year where we got to see all the speakers. and there was a whole market similar to cannabis events, but like farmers and small artists and craft people and super.
That's where they had the blacksmith. Didn't you guys have a video of it? At a forge, I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if I did or not, man. They had.
I swear you guys had a video of that.
I don't know if there was any. No, was that Spartan when he went? Dude, Spartan or
maybe that was that camp,
like a Renaissance thing or something.
Spartan,
yeah, it was like a legit forge, like blacksmith. I remember. But
no, but I have gone to seen a couple blacksmiths at a different fairs, county fairs. One was in Ohio, where they had a blacksmith presentation. I don't remember posting that, but it could have.
I thought that I was like,
I love that shit.
You're gonna need that if you're homestead.
Oh, you know what? Probably the Jackson Fair. They had a blacksmith set up, but they weren't actually running it. It was just like all the tools and shit. Maybe you saw me put that up.
Bake's got fucking the Indigo Daydream on his mind. He's got shit all kinds of crossed wires, man.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do a whole lot of blacksmithing while you're homesteading. I've been doing it for about 3 years, and I haven't needed to blacksmith yet.
Listen. When the electricity goes away,
fuck yeah! I mean, if I had a
and you need to make some nails,
let's do it.
So the Homesteading Festival last year it is this year too, but the Homesteading Festival is on Rory Fleek. He's a country musician. It was on his property, however, his ranch. So I don't know, 30, 50, 100 acres, whatever it is. Beautiful piece of property, beautiful farm. He's got some dairy cows, got a little greenhouse and stuff, and he has a beautiful.
Where's it at?
Tennessee, like south of
like Gatlinburg or some shit, or
no, it's more of the the one on the
on like the west side of the state.
Yeah, southwest
Tennessee. South of Nashville, probably like 40.
Like an hour south of Nashville. Yeah.
And beautiful farm, and there they have a couple stages set up, and they got music playing all day, and then they'll have the main band that they had was who the fuck was it? It was Kevin Costner in his band, and what's funny?
Waterworld was the backing band.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He's got gills behind his ears and shit. And so I had no idea Kevin Costner had a band, dude. And it's like this time last year, maybe a little earlier, maybe like December or something. And trying to get through the winter blues. We've had some beautiful days the last few days, so I don't want to jinx this, but
I charged my drone up today. It was so nice out.
Typically,
man,
it's miserable, and it has been. We haven't had sunshine in a few weeks, but like I was getting through the winter blues last year, just going, all right, what can we create next for abundance? What can we do to like not think about the state of the world, everything that's going on? What can we do to just move forward as ourselves? And like if you build it, they will come. And like I kept just thinking of the Field of Dreams. Like my thought was the Field of Dreams. I'm thinking the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And then all of a sudden I start seeing this shit for the Homesteading Festival and stuff. And months later, I don't know, but we didn't make these plans till like March, April, something like that. And I see that Kevin Costner's one of the main events. And I'm just like, that's awfully strange. But like we were geared up to go because Justin Rhodes was going to be there, Joel Salatin was going to be there. Come to find out, like other awesome speakers, Temple Grandin, we didn't know who was, and come to find out is an awesome animal behaviorist, and just talks about animal husbandry and everything, and it's just like super cool.
Yeah, they had a lot of like influencers in the homesteading community, you could say, people on YouTube who put out content every day or every week, And
I would say what was most memorable was the fact that there was a lot of talking about regenerative agriculture to a lot of conventional farmers. So you could see a lot of confusion in people's eyes.
Light bulbs going on, hopefully.
They were talking about bringing worms into your property, and they'd be talking about bringing different types of composting and microbes into your property. You'd see like farmers looking back and forth, and starting to like you'd hear the rumble in the crowd, and you could see that like the information that was being passed around was starting to like change minds, like get through, because people were seeing, like, these guys have slideshows, they're showing their farm, they're on TV with their farms, and it's all like, if you want to see proof in the pudding, here it is. I'll show you. This isn't, I'm not snake oil salesman. Like, I'm showing you the truth, and you can just watch some of these guys firsthand in person. You can go to their farms. You could go to Polyface Farm and take a trip there and see what Joel Salatin's doing without chemicals or hormones or antibiotics on a very large farm feeding lots of people meat. And farmers are starting to change their minds on how they're doing agriculture. And I'd say that's probably the biggest impact that something like this has. And Homesteaders of America is another very large one that's starting to like kind of merge the like back to landers with the conventional farmers, which is kind of interesting to see also.
There's
what you got.
Well, okay, so you just brought up something in my mind that I want to share. But the reason I brought up the Homesteader Festival is because I have family in Tennessee. It's an opportunity to go down there, and I thought it was cool to see you guys, go down there, share your experience. It seemed like you guys learned a lot, and that's really what I'm there for. I'm not there to buy anything. I'm there to learn about other people's experiences and the best practices and things to do on this scale, because scale is hard when it comes to farming. Especially when you're trying to grow a diverse variety of crop. Oh man, what was it that you just reminded me of though? Not something related to the Homestead Festival in particular. Shit, I'll come back to it. Keep going.
Yeah.
He's talking about he was surprised how the conventional farmers were there and it's changing their mind. Did that have to do with that?
No.
Okay, I can't help you then.
I appreciate it, Spider.
And I'd say, for Gurley, just coming away with tons of information, man, because
I have a question, Red.
Talking to each other. Everybody that was there, people would be in line for food and they'd be like, where are you from?
There's a
What's going
hominess.
on with you? And like talking about experiences and stuff all the time. So
festival vibes. Yeah, there was like
It
a
was
little,
very cool.
it was very, community oriented, that whole like support local sport
Vibing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was really vibing. There's a lot of great information of like just like how people utilize their resources. You know what I mean? Whether it be land, water, doing tours, hosting education seminars, like all kinds of different things you can do on your land and your property to, provide an income for yourself, for your family, but also provide a service, right? I mean, this isn't just about making money. This is also about being a part of the community and doing service for humanity and for each other, so we can move forward naturally. And a lot of that has to do with providing service. It feels good giving back when others are giving you something like financial support. Feels good giving somebody else something like medicine to heal, or token, enjoy and have a good time with their friends, or onions for their soup, which in turn helps them digest food. That it's all food's medicine. And
I want to, that's the key right there. Is I want to learn more about the plant medicine, man. Like, what shit that we can cultivate, man, we can use to help ourselves.
Anything, put a piece of art on your wall. You like to look at it when you sit back, and it gives you a little serotonin, gives you a little relaxation. Artists, farmers, creators. There's something human and like as a person, I like putting other people's art on my walls, or behind us, like we didn't grow that or start that. That's somebody else's. Nature of the universe, shout him out, because he hooked us up with that cacti. The other artisans supporting each other rather than a machine or something.
I think there's
the machine.
Speaking of art, man, and hanging on your walls and like talking about art as tattoos and glass and things like that. I gotta say, I have personally a very like in tune connection with artists that I support, And when I find art from someone that I'm willing to hang on my wall, it's because I know like where they're coming from. I know what I'm supporting, and I'm willing to throw my support at them versus just like buying a painting or a picture from like, you know, I don't know. I don't even know where you buy those things, but like, you know, just hanging something on your wall that's like, you know, mass produced product. Like
Box stores.
it's yeah, man. Like you don't get that same level of serotonin release like you're talking about, of just the it's that pure enjoyment of just looking at something that like, oh yeah, my cousin painted that, or like, oh yeah, my friend painted that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot more to, there's like a lot more depth to something like that.
I was in a thrift shop and I saw one of them little like wall signs. You see them in like the home goods store, Meyer, you know, box store, or whatever.
Something make with a cricket. Right
something
here.
that says home on it, or it says like laugh or something.
Live,
like
laugh, love.
and it's, you know, nowadays it's on like thick, you know, like paper, whatever, crap, cardboard or something. But this was a piece like from the 70s. And it was like, it had looked tarnished and looked old, but it was like brand new. You know what I mean? It was like from the 70s on the wall in there, like, you know, old ass price tag and all of that shit on this little old piece. But it was like the same exact decor that we're selling mass produced decor today. It was like this, whatever it was a Sears, you know,
that's why these things got so popular.
You know,
the crickets and stuff, dude. Hobby Lobby, Michaels, like all that vintage, like framed kind of stuff. You just get blank slates,
dude. Yeah,
yeah, and then you create your own thing on top of it.
Yeah, that stuff's really big, man. And
we need a sign that says "Bless this hash" that we hang over top of like the washers or something.
Dude, I like that. And it is much
like
more fulfilling to get it from a creator or something, somebody who's doing it to like support themselves, because that is a mass. And like people talk about cost and everything, they want to shit, you know, price things how you would price yourself and see if it will fly. And then, you know, if a few fly at a high price, that gives you leverage to like give a few away or like give a few down at a lower price or whatever. You can adjust your pricing as you go.
We're dropping this festival knowledge on us, man.
Well, these are things that, yeah, you know, like
it's an entrepreneur thing, man. If you don't know your own value, someone is going to set it for you. So you have to either figure it out on your own or let someone set it for you.
And
make sure you remember to pay yourself.
Value your material, you know, you're sourcing your materials, you know, what are you using, and then let your potential market know what you are using. If it is you're using premium products, then let them know that. And then you know, don't bash the competition, but just let them know what the difference is between you and the competition if need be. And yeah, man, it's really cool to see people you know, just utilizing the resources that Mother Nature can like give and then turn it into things. And it doesn't take industrialized concepts to make, you know, even things like home good products or, you know, signs and things like that. You can out of a small scale laser shop or something like that in your home shop and make that all your, and, you know, set up at a craft store, at a farmer's market, at an artisan market, you know.
I've been watching a lot of bushcrafting videos, like specifically like guys like hunt or camping and like winter blizzards in Canada and all this crazy stuff. But I've gone down this rabbit hole on YouTube of people building their own cabins and saunas and off-grid huts and things like that with no power tools whatsoever. You know, he might have an axe that's like, you know, he's sharpening like every day or whatever. He might have a hand drill. Saw. Yeah, a hand drill or a hand saw or something like that. But everything is done by forming wood to itself, you know what I mean? And relying on that compatibility. And that, like the woodworking side of it, I don't know if it's just like the monkey male brain in me that's just like, oh, we got to build shit, you know what I mean? But it's super cool, man. I wish I had the time and the resources to do that.
For girly, did you ever watch that old PBS thing? The guy's name was like Dick Pronicki or something, and he was alone in Alaska. And this is like in the 1950s. Dude flew up there, and in one season built his whole cabin. And there's like,
did he have his wife with him? No. Before all that shit, he was like 50 years old when he decided.
He was
from
old
like,
as
from
fuck,
like
yeah.
New York or some shit, and he was like, "Fuck all these people."
Yeah.
He went to fucking Alaska. Yeah,
But is that the guy that had his wife with him, and they
Nope.
built? No.
Nope,
Okay,
it's
I'm thinking of
just
a different
him,
one.
man.
He was all,
Okay.
Are you
This dude
talking
was
about
all by
AK
himself.
Bean Brains?
This dude was like literally fuck everybody. Like no people. He's filming his whole thing to himself. He'd have fucking birds come down, land on his fucking hand, and eat right out of his hand and shit. It was fucking wild shit.
Dude, I'm
He was a
telling you, if
writer.
shit goes south, that's who I'm gonna end up being. I'm telling you guys.
We've got a robin hanging out in our backyard right now. Don't know what's going on. It might have an injury or something, but it was just hopping along the whole fence
Nope.
line. But it kind of looked young, so we
I
were.
was gonna say, it's real early for that's like they don't pop right now. They're usually around like Memorial Day, but
That's what I was saying. I was like, "There's no way this is
It looks like a young
yearling."
teenager.
It maybe it was like a last year's yearling. But
But it
it's
just wasn't flying away. Like it was, I could get pretty close to it.
It's like
we've got a cat. We've got a cat. It's been in the backyard now a couple times.
Not our cat.
It's not our cat, but we have a cat now. We're gonna keep acquiring animals as they come through the neighborhood. I'm sure, but we now have a cat. It clearly likes their chickens. But it's cool. I'm sure it's going for mice and things like that, which we do have also in our yard. And I keep seeing it like in my neighbor's yard and shit. I don't know where it goes, but I've been shooing it out of here, and she was shooting it out of there.
How's that go, Red? What's the hand movements and all that gesticulations? There you go.
Just go out there going crazy.
Booga, booga, get out of my yard.
It thinks you want to pick it up, Oh, kitty! It thinks I'm coming up to it to go kitty, and I'm coming out there eventually.
Whoa, so it's like friendly and wants to hang
BB
out.
gun.
I thought someone's
It was just
the neighbor's
standing
cat.
there while he walked all the way up to it. It didn't run away or anything.
Oh, you need to
you.
catch this cat then. If he's gonna hang out with your I do. Okay, so you know how I've been like basically begging for a barn cat for months and months and months for the last 4 days, and I think it's ever since I started smoking meats. I've got this mangy, just fluffy gray and white cat that's been hanging out. We've seen him running up and down my deck, hanging out under my cars, and last night at about 6:30 p.m. I saw him hanging out with my 15 chickens inside the coop, just hanging out, not attacking any of them, not
Hell
doing
yeah.
anything.
You
And I
got
went
a
out
free.
there, I'm shining a flashlight on him, and I'm like, "Hey, buddy, what you doing?" And they started running towards the coop, and he kind of freaked out. He jumped up on top and pieced out. But I saw him again today. I've seen him every day for at least 4 days now. So I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I might.
Feed or not, right?
Yeah.
No,
I
Give
might
it
try to
meat.
keep him around.
He was
A
chasing
little
me.
bit of meat here and there.
I think that they won't attack chickens, is what I've heard.
This is a big cat.
If he does, he's donezo. But
If
he
you
wants
give
to
him,
be
if you give
friends,
him
he's
some
welcome.
meat every once in a while, he'll have no reason to attack your.
I'm not gonna
chickens.
lie. I threw
If
out
you
some
see it, is that
extra,
And he'll
right?
stick
some extra
around.
ribs.
His bloodlust.
Oh, you have some really big cats show up. They're called raccoons. Keep throwing
Oh,
them
we've
out.
taken, we've taken care of the
dude.
raccoons.
The cat
fine.
will take care of a raccoon.
No, they won't.
No,
Not out here.
I'm
No,
kind
they
of
won't.
like
raccoons are
Hey,
fucking.
No, they won't.
Only a 80-pound dog will take care of a
But we have
raccoon
the
out here.
Oh man, you got some sorry cats. Cats are way smarter than dogs.
They
Yeah,
have
but
to
they're
be a
not
bigger
big
cat.
enough, dude. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
I-
This
dude,
is like a
is-
miniature bear that's gonna
Yeah,
just
he's just gonna
destroy a cat.
Put him in the hucklebuck and it's gonna be over.
Yeah, bite his neck open.
Yeah.
Now
The
if
cat ain't
it
gonna do
like
anything.
jumps over, slashes it,
bears.
jumps back over, slashes
No,
it.
dude, it ain't doing any
Imagine-
of that.
imagine-
That's
Imagine-
not a good cat then. That's not a raccoon
Imagine-
fucking cat.
Imagine a mini grizzly bear, but it has hands. It has hands that can grab onto shit.
These things came from tigers, guys.
the mini.
They've got it in them. They
Is
can
it a
do it.
marsupial?
All right, lions, tigers,
No.
and bears. Oh my!
There ain't
Raccoon
no
gonna
lion,
whoop a
tigers, bears.
cat's ass
Oh my
every
goodness,
time.
there's a raccoon.
A raccoon will kick
Raccoons
your ass.
will open
A rac-
coop latches, so you
Yeah.
have to like always put care.
Cats open doors.
Yeah,
Dude,
A raccoon will fuck you
a
up.
freaking cat.
Well,
No, man, a raccoon dragged a chicken out of my 6-foot fence earlier this year. A cat was just in there hanging out with them. I would take a raccoon out of
You
here.
had that
I will
crazy
say I
ass
saw a
weasel too.
fox.
You got. Let me ask you this, Frigoli. We're gonna do some math. You got the cat that's
Oh,
been
live
sitting in
math. Here
there.
we go.
The cat's been sitting in there, right? Chickens are in there. You got any dead chickens?
Not this week.
So probably no raccoons. Therefore,
Right.
we
I
can
took care of the
assume
raccoons.
the cat
We can
is the
assume.
deterrent to the raccoons.
No, I guarantee you, my
Hey,
12 gauge
hey.
and my pit bull are the
Nope.
deterrent to the fucking
Bakes.
raccoon.
Do you see this green Bic? This
Yeah.
green Bic is keeping every single elephant on Earth away from me right now. As long as I
Yeah.
hold this,
No,
For real.
every single elephant, I'm safe from it right now.
I don't believe that. First of
Talisman,
all,
my friend.
because even
I
if
mean,
you
it's
lit
insane.
that
We
sucker,
just- wait a minute, hold on. Earlier we were talking
It's
about how it's
true,
all
man.
about logic and following logic. That was
Yeah.
cats
A,
fight shit all the
then B,
time.
therefore C.
Cats fight shit all the time.
All 300 elephants.
Cats kill cats. You got a big Maine Coon. It's gonna be able to take care of a raccoon, I believe.
There ain't no
Yep.
chance, dude.
Stop cat.
I
on
think you
cat
guys are
violence.
stereotyping cats.
I think you just
Dude,
need
raccoon-
to
bro,
spend
they
some more
used
time
to
out
hunt
with these
they used to
raccoons.
hunt raccoons for pelts, right? And they used to have dogs that they would train. And they would
Hats.
send a whole pack of dogs against a raccoon to get it in a tree so they could shoot it. And raccoons would fuck up a dog, dude.
Yeah.
And you think it's gonna fuck up your cat's gonna fuck up the raccoon, is what you're trying to tell me.
I'm not saying the cat's gonna go unscathed.
I'm gonna
That
listen to
raccoon's
part
gonna
on
run
this.
that cat right out of the tree. It's gonna be like, this tree is
Yeah.
my home now.
Yeah.
Suck it, cat. That's
Cat's
gonna
way
happen.
quicker than raccoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
cat
it
would
It
probably
is
be
quicker.
quicker.
I will give
but
you
the,
that.
but
But
the
it gets a
raccoon
hold
it ain't
of
gonna
I
win no
think
fight.
if raccoons ran rampant, I wouldn't have all these homeless
Run to
cats
his
around.
house, Go meow.
No, raccoons have a pretty decent
Raccoon's
eye.
up there meowing at us now.
Chase the raccoon away and let the cat in the house, and the cat's gonna get away.
I will say, I saw.
Yeah,
Did I tell you guys about the
cats.
fox I saw in my backyard?
Was it a red one or a silver one or a gray
Yeah, it
one?
was a red one, and it was
Yeah.
big. And I had my trail. I actually checked my
Seen it
trail
before.
cam today because it ran right in front of my trail cam, and it was running so fast that it didn't even catch it. This thing ran. I don't know how to describe this. It's probably think of a football field width. It probably ran about that far, and I'm not kidding you, about 2.5 seconds. I saw.
Wow, that's
I
fucking
was
cruising.
I was actually calling for my dog, trying to get her back inside. And I saw something out of the corner of my eye in my backyard flying across the backyard. And it was just this little gray
Like
thing. And I
super
thought it was,
low.
well, it was just a little gray thing. And I thought it was a bird or something. And I kind of like turned my head real quick. And then all of a sudden I see behind it this big ass fox. And this thing is just hauling, dude. And I've never seen a fox run this fast. It's actually kind of terrifying because it was way faster than even my dogs can run. But I realized now after the fact, it was actually running after a rabbit. It was chasing a rabbit through my backyard. And that's what that little gray thing was. But this fox, dude, I mean, 2.5 seconds, 100 yards, about, we'll call it 2.5 seconds.
Dude.
In and out.
So the years ago, like AKC, a huge thing wasn't just beagles, it was like foxhounds. And foxhounds aren't foxhounds because they can fucking catch foxes. It's because they're coursing dogs. So their whole thing is they're just gonna try to run this fucking fox to death.
Yeah.
So it's just a coursing. It's got a big wide barrel chest in it, and it's just made to run course. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna keep running. I'm not gonna catch your fucking ass, but eventually you're gonna get tired.
Get tuckered out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6 dogs on.
Think about that
That's
one,
crazy.
dude. If you were to like try to get rid of the fox, like if you were someone who thought the fox was a menace and like try to get rid of the fox, you'd have a rabbit problem.
No, there's like
I do have a rabbit
apocalypse going on right now, man.
No, dude, if I drive up my driveway past 8 p.m., I will guarantee see 2 or 3 rabbits every night.
Sounds like it's good food.
You got a
for
warren around you somewhere.
your little fox buddy.
I had a red tail hawk about 30 feet over my Chihuahua yesterday, circling it. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
get inside, buddy.
For Girly, what are you using for web or trail cam? Is it like something cheap or is it like super expensive shit?
No, it's something cheap. It's not like I know they have the 4G, 5G ones that'll like send pictures right to your phones and all that, but this is just one of those ones that you got to go pull the SD card. It runs on AA batteries.
Yeah.
It's probably like a $50, $60 deal.
That ain't too bad.
We need to find a good camera to use in our chicken coop.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
man.
you guys, get an IP cam or something that you can connect to. I have like a literal Google
Alert your
camera.
phone.
Yeah, it's a Google camera, and but of course, it got disconnected. The chickens knocked it off the
Our
base.
Wi-Fi doesn't reach far enough. We have a camera that our dad gave us that works in here, but it doesn't reach. We need like Wi-Fi extension.
Mesh Wi-Fi. Get the mesh Wi-Fi. Don't get a router, just a single router. Especially with a house like you guys got and we have. You get a mesh router, and that's something where you get 1, 2,
gotta
3,
Google that
5
now.
different points. Yeah. So I have like 5 different points throughout my entire campus, if you will, like in multiple buildings and stuff.
For Growly campus.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it because it's like I just try to spread these things out because I literally so I had a router, right? It was right here next to my computer. If I went onto my back porch, that router wasn't giving me Wi-Fi, and where I'm at, I don't have like 5G or anything to give me that great of support in terms of just mobile data. So I needed something to extend it. If I wasn't going to run those like old style Ethernet like port things, with the little antennas on them. Oh, guess what? Google and all these other companies have these what's called mesh routers, and they essentially connect to each other and send out signals from that connection. Now, it's not going to be like it, this 100% 400 megabits or whatever from your router directly if you're standing next to it, but it's going to give you connection from a lot further than you could get if you didn't have.
What's the furthest you got, like from a point to a point right now, you think?
This Wi-Fi goes about 200 to 250 feet. And
oh shit! So that's what we can get for the gross.
I'm learning. I'm looking it up right now, man.
So I knew about mesh routers. I just didn't. I haven't needed to buy a router, so I haven't bought one. But like I knew.
And here's the thing: you can
nice.
hardline them. You can hardline them so that.
And they're fast. They're fast.
Fuck yeah!
If you're within like a house distance, they're fast. I hear.
The new Google, I think Google came out with like a version 2, and I'm pretty sure it's up to like gigabit standards and all that in terms of
there's a
routers
bunch of
and Wi-Fi. And everything. Yeah.
Euro.
My brother has a different, not Netgear, but one of those other.
Yeah, EERO. That was supposed to be a good one, but yeah, there's a bunch. Just do your research on Google, but yeah,
as growers,
I didn't know they went 200 feet.
I mean, I'm running Trollmaster, I'm running security cameras, I'm running everything off of these off a mesh router. It's not hardwired at all; it's all mesh.
Yeah, so that's cool. Good to know. I'll start looking into those so I can get something out in the grow, so I can use
for the
like
barn.
pulses,
just get them up high,
shit like that.
I mean, you could mount them right under your soffits if you really need to,
Yeah.
They're not really outdoor rated, but get them.
Yeah. I got a porch, a screened-in porch.
There you go. That's perfect for it. I got a sunroom. I put one in in the basement. I put one in the I think a bathroom, one under my TV, and then one in the grow.
Nice.
I mean, you got to have it when you're outside with the wake and bake in the morning. You got to be able to have a signal.
Yeah,
we're wanting to put a bunch of cameras in our backyard now, so we need to figure something out. We're gonna
you don't need a wire, go wireless, and honestly, like they have the cameras I have are just they plug in. I mean, they're battery, but they also plug in, so you can kind of charge them if you need to. But you can also like mount them anywhere because they're battery. But they're also cloud operated. 30-day playback or whatever.
What's the brand on that?
I don't know if I really want to give it out.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I have 3 different brand cameras.
My man's got it covered like fucking London over there with like 400,000 cameras, man.
Yeah,
they just all require the fucking Wi-Fi.
Just get something that's Wi-Fi, but like not hardline Ethernet, but like hardline power is fine, if that makes sense.
Man, I mean, outdoor grow time is coming again, and that means harvest will be on us before fucking too long. It's better to talk about the shit tonight, so you can do some looking ups.
Her dad gave us this real nice camera, and it's hardwire. It's like hardwire power, and it's got a wireless signal to it.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, because you can run power anywhere. You don't necessarily want to just run an Ethernet cable anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're gonna more likely have an outlet somewhere, or just be able to run a break.
We got a beautiful electrical ran out into our garden right now. We've got like 200-foot extension cords just like ran along the side of our privacy fence going.
But you're not heating the chickens. What's going on, guys?
No. Oh no, not heating them. We're giving them a door. They have an.
Did you see that egg I posted today?
Yeah, it was huge.
Did you weigh it?
Oh, 74, just shy of 74 grams. I'm almost hitting 3 ounces an egg.
Wow.
It's like jumbo is 2 ounces. I'm getting like XL jumbo.
You're getting ostrich eggs is what you're getting over there.
Dude, it's crazy. And they're not all like that. That's like the biggest one I pulled today. But like, wow, man. I'm like 2 of those. I'm full for breakfast.
Do you know which?
No, I don't know which hen. I have a sneaking suspicion of maybe 2 of them, but
it's the one walking around bow-legged, man.
There it is.
Just asses up all the time.
I wasn't expecting any eggs this winter because we weren't giving them heat or light. I thought you had to give them light and all this other shit. They've been giving us 4 eggs a day.
That's awesome.
Rocking, man.
That's awesome
for the two of us. And Dog gets a snack.
Hell yeah.
We're running low.
Are you guys giving them the shells back? It's a great source of calcium for them.
Yeah.
Don't throw those away.
Becca bakes them. Becca, how do you give them your shells back? Because this is a great source of calcium.
Oh, so there's a couple different ways. The first way that I'm gonna switch to a new method, but the method I've been using is baking them for a bit and then crushing them up, just like at a low temperature for like 30-40 minutes. And
Is that
then,
to kill salmonella?
no, well, they don't have anything like that, so that doesn't really. It's more so like they're not getting the raw egg flavor in case they go after. They're like, oh, then I'm gonna
make them cannibals.
Yeah, then I'm gonna start eating the eggs that are here, you know. But that's just a thing, whatever. So the new method that I am gonna do is rinsing the eggs after I use them, or crack them open, and then rinsing them good, and then just crushing them up, letting them dry. You don't need to like pulverize it or anything because it needs to digest in their system so they can get all the calcium out of it. If it's just in the powder form, they'll just kind of they won't absorb it.
So I think Spartan to cannabis is for Growly to eggs, because I take those eggs shells in the morning after we make breakfast, put them in a bowl, punch it a couple times, and then go take it out to the coop and whip it at them, and they just go crazy.
Warriors, man, warriors. I thought you were like Mr. Mortar and pestle and
yeah, make it a nice. I'm nice to find the paste. Now we put that little olive oil in there. Give them some.
We're making like a fine noodle. You know what I mean? It's got to be that consistency. It's got to be ground.
No, I like it though. I like that, Becca. I literally just all I heard ever was like, yeah, just give them their shells back. So that's what I did. I just tried to crunch them up small enough to make them manageable, but I never did anything past that.
I think like they don't need them every day. Like it's not going to hurt them, but I think like I just give them.
It just makes their shells stronger. Like that's kind of
every couple days. Like I just.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always. I give them something different to do every day, kind of like a different activity.
And we put it in their grit bowl. And what was the feed store we went to the other day? What was the name of the feed store? Remember? So there's a feed store. Fucking A, dude. Clarkston, I think. All organic products.
Like Healthy Futures. The receipt's right here.
Oh. Perfect.
Healthy Futures, organic feed supply.
Healthy Futures, organic feed supply, dude. They had M.I. Gardner seeds. We got a couple packs of M.I. Gardner seeds there. Shout out to Mitch, the owner. He was very helpful. They have Dairy Dew products there. They have Omri certified stuff for chickens, which is just other organic stuff for chickens, and Dairy Dew, a bunch of Dairy Dew products, man. All kinds of Dairy Dew mineral products, dude. All kinds of shit. Other minerals, all kinds of awesome organic farmer ag products. Even though Dairy Dew wasn't Omni certified, Mitch was telling me he could contact them and get all of their inputs and all that stuff from them.
So they call the TSDS sheets or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Their Morgan Composting is the parent company. They're a Michigan company, and that's who they make a custom blend for friends down there at Winewood, Eric.
Yeah,
right on.
That's what they grow on.
Yeah, so
now their soil. They make the soil.
Yeah, so that's
I didn't realize.
That that's passes testing. All state testing and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, and speaking of testing, we got to test our way up out of here. Make sure you guys come back through tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late sesh.
Waka waka. Cheers,
Fozzie Bear.
I kind of want to.